Lay it down.
Yeah, I'm going to record halfway through TayLore speaking.
Fucking sick.
But we're back. We're in person. We're all fully vaccinated, so we're as responsible as we're going to be.
Literally stronger than God.
Yeah, strong. Yes. Which one? We don't know. Generally, whichever one is going to be offensive.
That's what
to
I'm
you.
stronger than.
But yeah, stronger than Krishna. We're back in person. And this is mob rules, I guess, if we're going real old school with intro.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Hell yeah.
He's like, oh no, here, I'm going to make sure I press the button right the first time.
And we're going to mute Danny. ...2020 remix or 2021 remix. I don't even know what to do with my hands. Like, I have to wear pants for this one now.
Yeah.
I fucking feel you.
I am not wearing pants, but it's all good.
I specifically requested the opposite of that. Welcome to Mob Rules. I am John, joined as always by
Danny. And you don't always get what you want, McDevitt.
Shit.
Damn it. Now we're going to be sued by whoever did that. Was it the Stones did that song?
I don't know.
Someone. I don't know.
Who cares? Classic rock.
Yeah, please sue. And then, of course, today by...
It's me, TayLore.
For TayLore. You were so incredibly popular last time. In fact, we had two people specifically message me to say that this is the only way they want lore disseminated. To which I was like...
Sandskin.
Yeah. So which I was like... So you're happy that all of your knowledge of Warzone Charadon is that people don't like skin?
Charadon.
That people don't like skin. And everyone has cancer, but the cure is death. And they're like, yeah, that's fine. That works.
So, like, I went back and I'm like, all right, I got the book last week or whatever, whenever it came out.
Charadon.
And then I read it because I'm like, there's no way that's like what the actual... Oh, no. Oh, my God, it actually is. Oh, Jesus Christ.
It's happening.
It's real.
Gives me heart palpitations.
It was great, though. The fluff was really interesting. Okay. So, to like get us started off on a random tangent.
Oh yeah,
right away, right?
There's going to be a lot of random tangents
hell
today.
Yeah, get ready, guys.
We say we're going to be talking about Dawn of Fire, but honestly, it'll be random tangent.
I'm here for Saturn 9.
Yeah.
Where is? I haven't read that one yet.
Oh, it's so good. Let me spoil it for you. Open Terra. No, I'm kidding.
Okay. So what about the Chaos Lord that Abaddon has sent there? There's virtually, I could not find anything in the book describing who or what he is.
Middle management.
He's a Lord Discordant.
Does it say that somewhere? Because I could not find it. It was driving me nuts.
It says it one time. It mentions him on a Hellstalker, and that's the only info.
Oh, okay.
Why would you send someone who can be targetable at any time to your war zone?
100% agree.
This seems bad.
I don't know, man. Abaddon didn't get the note that Lord Discordants weren't good anymore.
He's also in the promo art. If you watch,
I do remember that. I remember Typhus and then a Lord Discordant.
Right.
And that's
Abaddon is pre FAQ. Abaddon is in 7th edition.
Oh,
which FAQ? Fuck.
All of them.
All of them.
7th edition famously had no FAQs.
It's fair.
Man, I've been wanting to play an 8th edition index tournament for a couple months now.
Taylor's so desperate for physical games and contact. It was like, dude, I'll play 8th indexes. I'll play 6th edition formations.
I'll literally take anything.
I'll play Horus Heresy.
I'll play the split Scutari and Mechanicus codexes.
I fell for that meme real hard, man. Bought so much shit.
So
what's everybody been up to?
Man, so much stuff. I mean, just printing a storm.
Yeah.
I have my 3D printer set up and ready to go. It failed a bunch of times until I broke and finally asked High Lord Michael Tempe, how does one 3D print? And he literally sent me a picture of this. I sent him a picture and he's like, change this to 5, this to 1, this to 2. I'm like, okay. And that was literally it. And now it works perfectly every time.
Holy shit, that's awesome.
Dude. Yeah. So I've been printing. I've been trying to print some flash mowers to convert a lot of the Dark Imperium drones into drones.
Nice.
With flash mowers. However, I did not realize scale would be an issue. So I printed out 2 flash mowers. I'm like, well, it's weird that this giant plate only fits 2 flash mowers, but okay. But no, these are flash mowers for Warlord Titans.
They're body mowers.
They're body mowers. I literally think I could fit one on the front of a Rhino as a like a dozer blade.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Which I think I'm going to do because I now have this flash mower. I have literally 0 use for. I printed out 2 and I threw one away out of just sheer rage, like anger.
As
like
one
after
does.
spending 5 minutes trying to figure out how it would fit on before I realized it is 50% bigger than it should be. But then I got a train STL train file from Heretic Designs.
Heresy Labs?
Heresy
cool.
Labs, yeah. Heresy Labs, because I have a table coming from Kickstarter, which is all like an industrial zone, and part of one of the stretch goals was it came with like a raised rail track.
Oh, cool.
Oh,
Right?
fucking sick.
So I'm like, okay, cool. That's awesome. I think it would look dumb. Like one of my main complaints about Cyberpunk is there is this giant train system throughout the game, but no trains.
True.
So I'm like, I will absolutely
Wait, for real?
for real. There's no train in it.
It's
It got taken out last minute because they didn't have time to do it right.
Oh my god.
So I was like,
unlike the rest of the game, right?
yeah, which they did perfectly fine. I have sunk 110 hours into that game, and I enjoy its jankiness. But yeah, so I started printing out the train file for that. So I have about a third of the way through right now as we're recording, actually. My front engine section, which is an 8-hour print, which is the longest thing I've ever printed, is buzzing away back there, and just kind of really, I'm excited to make really cool terrain with it. To be honest with you,
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
there's a whole bunch of really cool files out there, and just being able to make a unique table. If anyone listening makes STL files, I want a Mob Rules fast food truck or a fast food stand,
Oh, nice.
like a little corner shop.
Like Mob Rules taco stand?
Yeah, Mob Rules taco stand, and
Taco stand? What do you guys sell? Like, what's the pitch?
it's not tacos. It's subverting
Just
expectations.
looks like tacos.
Yeah,
looks
it's financed by J.J. Abrams, so it just subverts expectations. All
So
over
is there
the
going
place.
to
Very
wait? So
bloom.
is there going to be a lot of lens flare from the tacos? or
Hell
like-
yeah.
A lot of bloom.
That's the number one selling taco is the
Perfect.
bloom.
It's just a flour and a tortilla.
It is.
Oh,
I cleared out
fantastic.
some of my Marines, my Imperial Fist from my display case. I added some Death Guard to the bottom there. My goal is to make all of my cases just Death Guard because that is what I'm focusing on primarily.
Nice.
And I don't need to have zombie dragons and 5-year-old Tyranids in there.
Yeah.
And then I picked up a blight drone or a blood drone with a flash mower, which I painted an official kit, which I love
good.
that kit. And then using those bits, what I'm going to do is I do have 2 of the plastic contemptors on order. I'm going to saw off the face and torso of it, and I'm going to stick the 2 spare faces that come in the flesh or the blood drone kit into the
okay.
contemptor.
Cool.
So because the Death Guard, like all of the vehicles have that like real unique style. Like even the Forge World Greater Blight Drone has like real similar kind of curved head thing. So I feel if I can pull that across to the contemptor, that's going to really tie so it's going to be like the rug. It's going to tie the army together. So while I'm exploding 6s shooting you from the backfield with Volkite, you will absolutely be like, wow, it looks great though.
Man, that ties that army together.
It ties that army
the whole
together.
army together.
How many 6s? Okay, cool. Yeah.
Matches the drapes.
Yep.
Matches the Drakes. And then, yeah, I pulled my Glockkin box out. I'm going to start building that. It's just a different thing to build. I've done like a ton of Death Guard, and I just want to branch out a little. So I'm going to build the Glockkin guy as a Greater Demon of Great Unclean One.
He's really cool.
And then, I assembled 13 Galvor backs so far, which is like a 30K Heresy model. But I did shear every single book and word bearer iconography off of it.
Nice.
Because I will be using them as possessed.
Okay.
Those are amazing.
Which
great models.
they're amazing models, and the possessed chaos models are not.
Yeah, they are.
We try to be positive. We try to be like, yeah, this is great, and I understand they're older models, but putting that possessed kit next to the Death Guard range actively diminishes my enjoyment of the army.
Yeah, can't do
Yeah,
it.
I agree.
Whereas the Galvor back are amazing. They look great as possessed. They fit on the 32. They look intimidating, and the books are really easy to shave off.
Sure.
So like, and even if you do like a rough job cutting it out, the rest of the model is so gnarly and bent and twisted, like bumpy armor doesn't really matter. So
Right. It could just be warping.
Yeah.
Right, for sure. So, especially because now I plan on kind of slowly focusing on Terminus Est forces. Anything that unlocks more Poxwalkers, I want in my army.
Yeah, sure.
So Possessed, 120 points for 5. That opens up 100 points more, 20 Poxwalkers. I'll throw them in there.
They're only like a 3 more points than Plague Marines, right?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's 105 points for 5 Plague Marines, or 120 points for 5 Possessed.
You lose Obsec, but gain 3 attacks and Invuln. Like, yeah,
Also,
let's do it.
2 inches of movement.
Right.
Because they're speedy. And the benefit of them in the Terminus S list is turn 1, if you're playing it right, all of your Poxwalkers are moving 7 inches, which is the same speed the Possessed are moving.
That's right. Yeah, because they got a pip of speed.
Right.
For sure.
Right. So like that's a really solid line going forward of 80 bodies plus 10 Possessed. And if you don't deal with that, then I'm going to CP Mortal Wound you to just death.
Yeah, totally.
But then if you deal with that, you're not dealing with the 20 Terminators in the back line too. So like
That's
it's
true.
just threat overload. I'm excited about it. We'll see how it goes. Probably not great, but that's okay.
It's a cool army.
Yeah,
I think that's most important. Is it looks really cool on the table.
it does.
Yeah.
Especially when they're Galvor back.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, send me free Galvor back Forge World for hopefully selling more for you.
So fucking
TayLore
yeah.
as the guest, and I just kind of rudely jumped in there and was like, I've done a ton this week, but again, it's because the past couple weeks I've done nothing.
Right.
What have you been up to? You said you've been on a heresy binge.
Yeah.
You're a fan of inferior game systems.
I am actually. I've been having a lot of fun with blast templates. I've been having fun with.
Oh god, I'm having
Have you,
like
though?
Yeah, no.
I've been having flashbacks of like games I'd be having where I'm actively arguing with someone. No, he is not under that template.
Absolutely not. I'm
Your
gonna.
angle is off. Why did you roll the dice across the table?
You're holding it weird.
Okay, hold on. Let me grab the measuring tape here. That is not the right angle. Oh.
I actually do love blast templates though. Like as much a pain in the ass as they are, I'm actually having a ton of fun.
That's cool.
Yeah. Initiative still sucks though, but please bring it back to the game. Thanks.
Instead of initiative, best I can do is 15 different ways to describe fights less that are all unique.
Okay, I'm gonna go play Heresy then. That sounds like what I am gonna do. Yeah, I've been playing a lot of Heresy with Nate recently. I'm building an Iron Hands army. A ton of stuff just came in actually, so I'm super excited about that. I've been having an absolutely bastard of a time getting the black correctly, or to look correct. Like I'm going for the metallic undercoat with the burnt look, and then like the oil look.
Yeah.
Trying to nail that down, and I'm just a terrible painter. The airbrush makes up for a lot of my deficiency, but not all. So I'm struggling with that, but it's fine. Aside from Heresy, in real 40K, I've been painting a lot of sisters. The Halberd sisters got announced.
Yeah.
Which
Those guys look amazing. Sorry, those ladies
those
look amazing.
yeah, for sure. That article kind of reignited my desire to paint that army, so I've been painting them up again. I've also been painting AdMech because the codex is.
Hopefully soon. Yeah.
I was hoping it was this month, but it looks like it's going to be next.
It's going to be an October sale, like very last day of the month. It'll go for pre-order.
Right, for sure.
Yeah.
That's my main army in real life, so I will definitely be. I've been painting those as well. I built a bunch of terrain that my beautiful wife bought for me from Death Ray Studios. There we go.
Cool.
They do amazing stuff. They have that Dawn of War style set, right?
Yeah.
The marine bases and
Yep.
everything.
Death Ray Designs. There we go. Yeah, that site's awesome. It's like $90 for 12 pieces of good terrain.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's a good deal.
It's pretty sick. So I spent a lot of time doing that. I think that's it.
Oh no, you only got a bunch of shit, pinned a bunch of shit,
Yeah.
and like a bunch of things.
More hobby progress I've ever done in my entire life.
Hell yeah! Preparing for this moment, Danny.
Yeah. Let's see.
Okay, cool. No,
What have I been up to?
You
It's
did
been 2 weeks, right?
that
So-
amazing conversion.
Oh yeah, I did make
totally.
Your Talon
I made
Master.
a Talon Master. Like, and you may have seen the models, like the conversion before, because like it's not unique to, it's not original to me. Like I just copied it from someone I saw, someones I saw. So it's basically like a Dawn Eagle jet bike, converted with the robed legs from the Raven Wing kit, and then also the assault cannons and heavy bolters, replacing weapons or adding on weapons to it. And then some bits from the Black Knight kit for like a sword.
Cool.
And like the helmet and that kind of stuff. But yeah, he turned out pretty cool. I'll try and put it on our Facebook page.
Yeah. Sorry, I always
good.
forget to do stuff there too.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, but it looks cool. I put it in our Patreon Discord.
Which, by the way, is one of the greatest Discords I'm a member of, and I know I'm very biased on this.
Sure.
You
actually have a stake in that one.
I have a stake in it, but it's a great community.
We have a good community. I really like everybody in there. They all seem very nice.
I only visit 3 40K Discords, and it's one of them. So
Yeah. Well, that makes me feel pretty good.
Yeah. People post every day. People are respectful of your opinions. Unless they're just straight wrong.
Nobody's a total dick, which is great. But, no one is 100% of a dick, right?
Everyone uses their real names.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the most important rule.
Except for the people that have named themselves after John. All the people that name themselves after me, I think, are gone.
Oh, yeah. They replaced it with Medium McDicky. Which is actually
a good description of me,
which actually
honestly.
is that guy's name in another Discord that I'm on with him too.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Let's see what else. I finally finished all of my Deathwing Terminators for my 10-man squad. So those guys are built.
Hate it.
I know. It's okay. It's fair.
But I do need to learn how to just crush it when others use it.
Yeah, or just ignore it. Like one of those two things for sure.
Death Guard
Isn't your entire army just Deathwing Terminators though?
No, there's attack bikes,
Oh, good. Multi-meltas.
Talon Masters,
the good shit.
The good shit.
and characters. So yeah, other than that, it's all
Yeah.
Deathwing.
Other than the things I can't target, the unkillable brick, and the high damage weapons that are super fast and can kite me.
Yep.
Yes.
Literally zero to worry about.
Yeah, you're fine.
Cool.
I think Death Guard.
Oh, I have 10 heavy intercessors.
Oh, good. I was worried for a second it would be easy.
Very pog.
Yeah, those guys are great, actually.
Yeah.
So I've been playing those in an online TTS GT with
you're
64 people.
Killing it in that online GT.
I feel like I'm doing way better than I should. I don't know.
4-0, right?
Yeah, I'm 4-0.
Hell yeah.
I'm in second place right now, so I'm playing top table.
Fuck yeah.
Who are you playing against?
I'm playing against James Given, who has Eldar, and it's like a mixed Harlequins and Craftworld Eldar list. I think he's trying to get I talked with some other people about it, and they're like, oh yeah, I think he's just trying to like leverage some superior firepower from the Craftworld parts, which is why he has that, because it's like cheap to get like some good guns.
Yeah.
And then he has he's got like 3 Hornets with the double pulsar, like the Hornet pulsar.
Okay.
And then 3 Warwalkers. And he's got a Farseer on jet bike, which is a great model all the time.
Yeah, for sure.
And then the Harlequins is the main part. He's got a Shadowseer with the -6 inches of range and the stone, which are just like a gimme. But he doesn't have pivotal roll on the Shadowseer.
Really?
Yeah, so he's got pivotal roll on the Troop Master, who's his general, who has the Always Wound on a 2+,
Okay.
and Choreographer of War.
Gotcha.
And then he's got the Twilight's Edge or whatever, the Twilight Fang. Yeah, sorry, thank you. Yeah. And then he's got the Soaring Spite Warlord trait.
Okay.
Which is pretty good with him, I think, because that lets him get out at the end of a vehicle's movement of like 22 inches.
It's on the Troop Master?
Yeah.
Okay. There's definitely a bunch of stuff in there that I think is wrong.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's not like I think that. So he's got that. He's got 3 fusion boats, but the players also have combat weapons.
Okay.
Which is not terrible, but I don't think that's optimized. And then 3 units of 5 bikes, or sorry, 2 units of 5 bikes.
Okay, yeah. I don't agree with that list at all, but I...
To be fair, though, it is 4-0 at a GT. Now, it is an online
Totally,
GT.
totally.
So it could be like 4 people who just lost connection mid-match.
Well, each match takes 8 hours, so it's easy.
Is it like 500 points, this league that you're in? I'm just really confused by this. How it takes such a short amount of time.
Usually it takes
disparage
about 3
TTS.
hours, maybe 3.5 if the game is going long.
That's fair.
But yeah.
Not to disparage TTS or anything. Yeah, I play a lot of clowns. I think that list is just straight up better if you just take more clowns.
Yeah, I think so too. I just you can't get any good ranged firepower in Harlequin, so it's
you
probably just not worth investing the points in it. But I don't know. It gives him some balance.
Do you think some of it is sort of like an answer to models like, your Gazgul, your Satans, to be able to like reliably do damage in multiple phases, where like Harley Quinn's like a little bit more of a shorter range kind of thing?
You should be able to just do that with the fusion pistols and the psychic powers and the close combat, though, I think. Like, you have all the tools. Like, the Farseer is a great choice for that army. I think that adds like a lot of good mortal wound output that you wouldn't normally get.
So actually, clowns have a pretty respectable mortal wound output.
Well, if you take multiple Shadow Seers,
right, yeah, and that's what I always do. I love multiple Shadow Seers. I think it's super great. So you cast Smite, then you cast the -1 leadership power that also does mortal wounds, and then you shoot them with the Death Gesture. If you kill a model, they're -2 leadership, and then you shoot them with
the Phantasms.
With the Phantasm grenades, that's 2d3 mortal wounds. Not a lot of people expect that. And that's one of the reasons I really love 2 Shadow Seers. Also, just having more room for your -1 to wound bubble, which is like mandatory. I can't imagine ever taking a list without that. That seems insane to me.
Yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting. These tables have a lot of terrain.
They're the WTC tables, yeah.
Well, sort of.
Right?
Well, they're all made by the guy who started the tournament. So he makes them his own way, but they're like pretty close to WTC
Is this Tactical
tables.
Tortoise? Is that
No?
Okay.
No, it's Northern Front. So it's John Kilcullen, who's in. Yeah.
Man, I haven't heard that name in forever.
Dude, that guy's Pog. I love that guy.
That dude balls out every day of his life.
Yeah,
OG
for sure.
He's a giant asshole, but he's great. Love that guy.
Absolutely.
But yeah, no, I'm gonna play him on Sunday, so I'm looking forward to that. I played my match last week, which was against double Megara, triple Warglaive, and then like a guard platoon or like a guard patrol, with 2 units of 4 Ogren or Bulgren.
Oh,
okay. And and he just used those as like they just move up the table, and like it's another threat that you have to deal with.
Yeah, for sure.
And they were fine at what they did. They can't fight Terminators.
No, absolutely not. I'm a lot more excited about that list if it's just more Megaris.
Oh man,
honestly,
I was gonna say, like, you started with the Knights, and you're like,
I was like,
yeah, that's great. And then you're like, in a guard patrol, you go,
come on.
Well, so what he did was I managed to kill 1 Megara through just shooting.
Sure.
Which was great. It was nice to be able to just ace something with my actual shooting, which is like basically 6 multi-meltas and 2 Cyclone missile launchers, and then whatever ancillary firepower that my guys can do. Right,
for sure.
Whatever 6 multi-meltas can take care of, the Storm Bolters will finish.
The Talon Masters of 18 shots?
They do.
Yeah, sick.
Yep. So, but it's winning on 5s, and like they're getting a 4-up against it, that kind of stuff. But they're getting a 4-up anyway. So I killed one of those from range, and then he set it up so he could charge my full 10-man Terminator blob with 2 Warglaives and a Megara at the same time.
Okay.
Which I think was a mistake to start with, but then he failed the charge with the Megara.
Oh.
But still charged with the Warglaives.
Oh.
And so the Terminators just ate 2 Warglaives for free, basically, because they killed 2 Terminators, I think.
Yeah, you don't lose anything to that, and then one guy comes back to life.
Right, and it just made my charge shorter.
Right.
On the Megara.
Like, thank you.
Yeah.
So,
like, something we talk about a lot is like the assault phase and like the charge phase being like the free movement phase more than anything else.
Movement phase 2. Electric fucking die.
But yeah, Chain Fists are really good at killing those guys. I think I played a game in person. Did I talk about me playing Mike P? I think that was last time.
Yeah. Yep.
So I've got another game scheduled against him on Friday. I'm going to play the new Drukhari. I haven't played them yet. So,
and then we're going to play a game coming up here this next week or so when I finally look at my schedule and figure out what the hell is going on.
Yeah, let me know, because we should definitely play a game.
I'm excited because Dark Eldar has made me change my list.
Okay.
They made like the entire game change the list. I'm actually super excited.
I'm super excited because instead of
I'm keeping my same list.
So like for me,
it's so cool.
It's good.
For my Terminus S list, like I had a big blob of like 10 Blight Lords, and I was just going to be like, "Fuck you!" Just while we stand, while we fight, or we fight as an option for me for a secondary. But then Drukhari came along, and I'm like, okay, I will just blender any unit I touch. So instead of 1 10-man blob, I split it into 2 5-man blobs.
Oh sure,
yeah, absolutely. I think Drukhari starts to struggle. Not start to struggle. I think they have a worse time against you when you have more units.
Yep.
If you concentrate all your stuff into one big thing, they love that.
Yeah.
They'll just dump incubi into you or whatever and pick it up.
I think it's super important to make sure that your putrid stench vats is going to be in an important place. Like that's probably the keystone model for your whole list.
Yeah, for sure.
Against them, because anything outside of that bubble is just going to
Die.
fight last and die.
Yeah, that sucks.
So yeah. Well, you know how I play anyway. This is the murder blob going up the center of the table. There was the same in 6th edition, 7th, 8th. It'll be the same in 9th edition. Murder blobs.
With my Space Marine privilege, I can combat squad, so I don't have to worry about doing stuff.
Oh
like
my
that.
god, I
Oh
forgot
my
about
god,
Combat Squad.
Combat squads, yeah.
So
I was so mad about Combat Squad at the beginning of the edition. Hey man,
really, why?
because like, what if blast is a thing? What if we put blast in the game? All right,
What if you don't want to take blast
if-
into effect?
What if Marines can just say no?
What if you're like, hey, what do you have with blast? Oh, 7 things? All of this is combat squatting.
I was so fucking mad, but I'm fine now. I'm
Yeah.
great.
That's fair.
I no longer want to be bred.
For now.
So there's a lot of talk about Drukhari, right? Like, and them being like maybe the most broken book in the game.
Lots of fear.
Yeah, so I don't want to form a hard opinion until I've actually played a game with them.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
and like against them as well, against some competent hands. Like I'm really interested in that.
Right.
But like they seem really strong.
Yeah, I
which
agree.
is cool. I'm glad that we have strong armies. But we'll see if they're like the big boogeyman everybody's been
Well, I
saying.
think we were talking about this earlier. Are they strong? Yes. But every book that's come out for this new edition has changed the meta or changed how you have to look at your army. Like my army can't be the same now as it was when Necrons came out or when other 9th edition book came out.
All the books have been really strong. And
All the books have been strong, and they've made me have to rethink how, like I said, and Drukhari now is making me split my units into smaller units, right? Because like otherwise it's going to get blended. It's making me assess how I'm going to do things differently. Are they strong? Yeah, but at the same time, it's making you rethink how you're playing. So if you are not screening, if you are not putting speed bump units, which is like little units to absorb charges,
yeah, I agree.
then you're going to lose. But if you can screen, if you can speed bump, then you're going to have a better time.
Sure.
I agree with that. I also really think that it's super hard for a very fragile army to be super busted.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's only going to take a little bit, like to really put that shoe on the other foot.
Right.
Even if you have like a million units, like
Yeah.
your units are just going to disintegrate as soon as they show themselves.
Yeah. Outside of the Raiders, they just actually just die to anything.
Right.
Their alpha strike is really strong, and great players are going to capitalize on that. But if you can defend against that initial first wave of attacks, they will melt.
Yeah.
If you play correctly.
It's hard, and again, I haven't played any games against it. I've watched a couple games, and I don't know.
You're on a podcast now. You just get to make random statements and put them as fact.
God, you're right. All of my opinions are true.
It's just like the dreams.
So much power.
It's where my arrogance comes from.
God, I can't wait.
And what the gypsy woman said.
Yeah.
Then she took a button from me. I don't know what that's about.
That was the lady at the door. It's my mom.
Oh no. I don't want to talk to your mom.
No one does. That's why they
Nope.
pay her.
Yeah.
So I don't know. There's some stuff in the book that I'm like,
So I think some stuff's gonna need FAQ'd. I think the succubus whose attacks
the billion attacks.
explode into 2 more. I think that's gonna be FAQ'd into that it cannot generate more and more attacks. Like it'll generate an additional 1, but not 2 more. Right. So I think stuff's gonna be FAQ'd pretty quickly.
So she'll have like 14 attacks, and that's it.
Right.
That's it.
Which is still good, but not the 42 that you can possibly get from this here.
Right.
Yeah, the 30.
And like some of the more OP stuff will be, it's still going to be a strong army.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's still going to need to be played smartly. The way a Glasshammer army should be played, right? Where high risk, high reward.
Dark Tectomancer probably needs to get changed. But other than that,
Yeah, it needs to be either on. It needs to be on
Those
the floor.
flamers need to not be able to be.
or you have
Often
to
their
roll,
way.
or you have to roll a dice for them,
Right.
Or auto hit weapons, roll on wounds, or
Something. Yeah.
something like that, right?
So, some kind of like benefit or downside to actually doing it, not just, oh, cool, I don't hit, so cool.
Anything more than nothing at all, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Totally.
Yes, please.
Oh man, but they're good. But we're not here to talk necessarily about games. We're going to jump to Innes right now for his latest lo-fi beats to get good too. And then after that, we're going to come back. We're going to talk Dawn of Fire, because when we have TayLore, we talk TayLore.
Wait, are we talking Dawn of Fire or are we talking Avenging Son?
Yes.
Whatever the name of the first book is, it the Dawn of Fire is the series and Avenging Son is the first book.
You got it.
We are talking the first book of the Dawn of Fire series,
Because I haven't read
Avenging
the second
Son.
one.
I am a third of the way through the second one, so we will talk a third of it. No, we won't.
You son of a bitch.
You motherfucker.
But man, that was a giant mistake I made, which is a smooth segue into.
Oh.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Lo-Fi Beats to Get Good To. This week we're going to be talking about how to identify mistakes and what to actually do with them once you have. It's very easy to make mistakes in 40k. It happens almost all the time. Whether it's just doing something wrong or choosing a target wrong, there are a lot of different ways to make mistakes, and I want to kind of categorize them for you a little bit. So, the first category of mistakes I want to talk about is blunders. These are the really simple ones. They're the ones where you just do something wrong, whether it's leaving a character in line of sight of a bunch of snipers that could have just been stood in a ruin, or standing half an inch off an objective that you really could have been stood on, or out of rogue intervention range, anything like that where you've just made a mistake, you put something down wrong. These are the easiest kind of mistakes to know that they're mistakes, because all you have to do is look at it and say, yeah, I should probably not do that next time. We've all been here, we've all done that, and it's one of the easiest ways to clean up your gameplay, is to just try and identify when you're making blunders, and don't make them again. So make sure you're making a conscious effort to stand models on objectives when you need to. Make sure you're, not standing in line of sight of eliminators. That was my criminal sin. The second kind of mistake is misallocation of resources. So misallocation of resources is things like spending command points incorrectly, or not spending command points when you really should have, whether that's going for a double shoot on a turn you really didn't need to, or overkilling a unit by 300 wounds because you just had nothing else to shoot your castle and robots at. But you really probably did. You always have another option, whether that's moving them, keeping them out of line of sight of a couple. There's always ways around to make sure that you're using resources properly, and you're always doing something with all the tools you have, and that's how you edge out advantages in close games. These mistakes are generally pretty easy to notice. You'll either sometimes see things like you've massively overkilled a unit that you've just spent a bunch of CP on. Maybe you spent all the CP buffing up a unit of Noise Marines, and then ended up killing something by like 20 wounds more than you needed to. In those situations, it's important to have an understanding of how much damage you should be expecting to do, and how much reliability you need, because sometimes you just don't need to spend those CP. The counter to that is that sometimes you will under-target priority, so you maybe have a knight that you split fire, and it's important in these situations to recognise that split firing in situations is always risky, because you risk overkilling or underkilling targets, and getting good at this sort of general understanding of when you can and can't afford to split fire is important for developing as a player. The third and final kind of mistake I want to touch on is tactical errors. So these are where you go into something with just the wrong plan, whether that's not having the right approach to a mission. So maybe you're playing a hold 1, hold 2 mission, and you commit really hard to holding all 3 objectives on your side when you really don't need to, because you know your opponent's scoring 45 primary, so just worry about getting your 40 and try and pick up a hold more on one turn. You don't need to hold the entire board all game. That's the kind of thing that comes up with game plan errors. These are generally the hardest to identify, because it's very easy to make a game plan and then not have it work and blame your game plan. So you might go into a game and be like, well, I had this great plan and it didn't work out, so it must have been a terrible plan. When you have something like that happen, it's always important to stop back and think, if I changed my plan, does my odds of success actually go up? It's like banking on a 2+ roll. 5 out of 6 times it will work, and the last time it doesn't. Does that mean you were wrong to bank on a 2+ roll? Probably not. If your odds of winning with that 2+ roll are higher than your odds of winning without it, by enough of a margin that you think going for a 2+ roll is valuable, you should go for that play even if it doesn't work out. It's still the right play, it just has a fail percentage. And that's the important thing to remember with game plans, is that there's always a fail percentage. Your opponent is always going to have a chance of high rolling, or just completely outplaying you, or maybe you misallocate resources, or make a blunder. in those situations, it's very important to try and disassociate what happened on the table from whether it was actually the right decision to make. And that's the really thing that will make you a much better player, is being able to understand, yes, I had this game plan, yes, it did or didn't work, but should it have worked? What was the expected outcome? And should I do it again? Because yes, sometimes you'll go for a Hail Mary play, and if you go for a Hail Mary play and it works enough times, you might end up tricking yourself into thinking that that's a good play. Don't bank on 9-inch charges from reserve is a really good common example of that. A 9-inch charge from reserve is less than 30%, that's less than a 5 plus roll. But if you hit 2 or 3 of those in a game, it's going to look really good. But that doesn't necessarily mean it was the right plan unless you had no better options. In these scenarios, it's important to be able to separate what happened on the table from what happened in your head, and to be able to make decisions based on, the facts of the matter rather than the anecdotal evidence of playing one game. Alright everybody, thanks very much. That has been another episode of Lo-Fi Beats to Get Good To. Thank you to Mobros for continuing to allow me to do this. Back to you, John and Danny.
Yeah, it's super nice that we continue to allow Innes to make content for us for free on a regular basis.
Yeah.
There we go.
And the air horns mean I paused it, and then it was midway through the sentence, and then I restarted recording.
Oh.
So I can make it seem like the air horns surprised you guys so much you stopped talking, and it wasn't just I cut off recording as you guys were mid-sentence.
Fucking sick.
Perfect.
Talking about fucking sick. Dawn of Fire is the new series, right? It's not Avenging Son is the series. The Dawn of Fire is the new series.
Correct.
The new, I would guess, like the Marvel 616 like main universe storyline going through. It was sold originally when it was announced as sort of like the Horus Heresy series, but for 40K. Like a big overarching storyline going through everything that happens with the Sick Tricks Maledictum. And kind of beyond an Imperium Eye view.
Yeah.
You doing okay there, Danny?
Yeah, that was just a funny joke. I was imagining a Tony Hawk spin-off using the 40K license.
Right.
You're
riding
Sick
the Baal
Tricks
wave.
Maledictum.
Yeah, the Tony Hawk's Pro
Warp
Heretic.
Times
Yeah.
20 score. Doing a fucking sick kickflip.
Dude, if you grind Ultramar.
Is grinding a corn act or a Slanesh one, do you think?
It's a corn act.
Oh.
Lip tricks are a Slanesh act.
What's the 1040?
It's
Siege.
Yeah.
because it's literally impossible until it's not.
Oh.
So, Avenging Son is the first story in the Dawn. There's going to be lots of asides. There's going to be more side than front. Is the first book in the series. It covers
Just how I like my porn.
right after.
Very side appreciative.
Yeah, I
show.
like side boob.
Yeah.
It covers right after Gulliman comes back, was resurrected by his elder girlfriend, to right as the start of the Indominus Crusade, sort of like the first forays into that there.
Totally.
Lots of retconning going on.
Yeah.
Lots of different things. It kind of makes Dark Imperium like a useless trash book.
So there is a couple important things to talk about meta-wise, like outside of the book. One, this book should have just been the first one released for 8th edition.
Sure.
Aren't they written by the same person too?
Guy Haley.
Guy Haley, yeah. And I gotta say, I really enjoyed Avenging Son.
I think Kyle Haley's a good author.
Guy Haley is one of my favorite Black Library authors now. He's done so much good work in the past 3 years.
Also, his volume of production is insane.
Completely just mind-boggling.
No joke. And when he writes, I really like his action scenes specifically.
Yeah,
he
totally.
does a really good job with those, where it doesn't just feel like bolter porn.
Right.
And
Which is bizarre because the last third of this book is literally bolter and asteroid porn,
just a
and it
big
feels
battle
very
scene.
satisfying.
super cool.
Yeah, he wrote Devastation of Baal as well, which is one of my favorite.
Oh,
40K
that
books.
is a good book. Yeah,
It's really good. So I'm really a
Oh.
big fan of Guy Haley.
it's mostly a good book. Okay, so
Yeah.
the Dreadnought. I thought the
Oh.
Dreadnought was fucking stupid.
Yeah, I also think that's fucking stupid.
Okay, and also the part where
Wait, let's go back here. What? I have not read that book.
okay, sorry. So spoilers.
Spoilers for Devastation of Baal, which is obviously something you should expect about an
45 years
Avenging
old.
Son
When
episode.
Mephiston jumps out of the fucking Thunderhawk or whatever,
He,
or
does-
psychic flies and shoots blood lightning, and
Yeah,
kills all the Tyranids that are flying around.
It's like a big Chris Angel wings spread out of his back made of blood. Yeah.
Does he yell mind freak the whole time?
Maybe. You don't know he doesn't.
It doesn't say, but he does scream.
Yeah.
That part fucking sucked.
Yeah. Otherwise,
Mephiston is just an anime character.
it's
for real.
Yeah, no, he is. Have you read any of the Mephiston books?
Yeah, they suck.
Oh man, they're really bad. So, and
Avenging Son.
I actually did.
oh,
enjoy
and the
Baal
Dreadnought specifically.
Oh, yeah,
because
the
you
Dread-
wanted me to get
Yeah,
to the
yeah.
Dreadnought.
Right,
so
right,
apparently, there's it's a librarian Dreadnought down
Yeah,
there,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
He's been guarding like some secret of the Blood Angels.
Yeah, they.
Is it that they're terrible?
No, not that secret. That's a
It's a well-known fact.
it's a well-known fact. Yeah.
So like, there's a bunch of unmapped catacombs underneath the surface of Baal, and that's where the librarius. Jesus, that's where the librarius keeps all its secret shit.
Yeah.
And you have to walk through it in a specific way, otherwise you get lost in the warp. It's like half in the warp, half out. It's a pretty cool scene.
Oh, like so it's like
It's like a
it's
veiny network of tunnels underneath the balls.
It's like a Kirkland brand webway.
Sorry.
I'm not going to pretend to understand that reference, but yes.
Like Costco is Kirkland, right? So like a Kirkland brand webway is like an off-brand
Yeah.
webway.
Like a generic webway.
Yeah, generic
My
webway.
folds are fucking folding. Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
hell
dude.
yeah.
I get that one
I'm
now.
wrinkling your brain hard.
I could no longer skate a hockey puck across my brain. It would skip up and jump.
I would catch it.
Man, we're in trouble if I'm doing the high-level jokes in this here.
So yeah, but then they get to this librarian Dreadnought that's just been standing there, just chilling for like
10,000 years.
10,000 years ish, right?
I'm pretty sure he's from the heresy.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think it's implied. I'm not super sure.
Yeah.
Everything after him and before him is cool, but I mean, like, come on. Why?
Yeah.
Wait, has just been
Jesus.
standing in a corridor for 10? Like, was it the Ralph
guarding
Wiggum
it.
Dreadnought?
He's the guardian of like the entrance to the Blood Angels librarious super secret thing that you can't get to unless you're made of magic.
How badly
And
in
blood.
life do you have to screw up? If you die, you're brought back to fight in a suit of Dreadnought armor, which is super rare.
Right.
And your sole job is to hide or to protect a door in a hidden labyrinth that no one can get to.
At least the two Galladus Dreadnoughts that guard the Emperor's throne have an excuse. This guy doesn't.
No. Oh my
This guy
god.
doesn't
Yeah.
have an excuse at all.
Maybe
Nothing.
he touched neophytes inappropriately. That's why his job was there.
Dante rides a bike in that book.
Does he really?
Yeah, it's fucking awesome. When he's going to save the
Like a bicycle?
yeah. When he's going to save the neophytes or whatever,
Oh, yeah.
he hops down on a bike. He blows
Yeah.
the fucking.
Let me just press
blows
this
his
here
head
real
off.
quick. Dawn of Fire.
What a badass.
Dawn of fire.
Dawn of Fire. That's at this point, I feel with the three of us together in one space, I need the air horn as a reset button to get us back on track.
Dope.
Man, it's been
Dope.
it's been so long.
Dope. I love it. It's good times. But yeah, Dawn of Fire.
Dawn of fire.
Tell us about
Dawn
it.
of fire.
Okay, so God damn it, I was on the thing and then we went on the thing. So yeah,
So this should have been the first book.
should have been
Yeah.
the first book.
Yeah.
Absolutely. This book, I don't know if you guys are tracking, also had its narrator replaced.
I listened to the original narrator.
Same, and I also listened to the current one. Like I finished it today. I really love the current narrator. He's one of my favorites that they have. But the
So
old one was totally fine.
Toby Longworth, right? Was
Yeah.
the guy who does the new one.
think.
I have to say,
Check.
I am a huge fan of the original one, but I understand why he was replaced.
They replaced him because it is guy Mark L. Staub.
Yeah,
name.
but he was replaced, I believe, because his Gulliman voice.
People didn't like his Gulliman voice.
People didn't like his Gulliman voice, but it's explained in the book that Gulliman is speaking like a version of Gothic that is 10,000
Yes.
years old.
His accent is.
Well, he's
described-
trying. Yeah, he's got the accent going. He still speaks.
So he has an accent. His word usage is weird. His cadence is weird. And he sounds in the original narration, which is no longer available, which is why I will never delete it from my Audible account.
Yeah.
He sounds sort of like the Pertwee guy, the Doctor Who.
Haughty, I would say.
Yeah. Like brr, 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 brr. like kind of that kind of haughtiness. But it works for that. But the problem is it's not explained till halfway through the book.
It also doesn't sound cool.
No, it doesn't sound cool at
that's-
all.
I think that's the main problem.
Yeah.
that people had. It didn't sound cool.
He sounds like a snide little piece of shit.
I mean, well, he is. So
His accent is described as one out of time instead of place, which I thought was a really fun line.
Yeah.
that's cool.
The book is filled with those as just one-liners that are a lot of fun. But then his voice actor was changed, which means that Avenging Son is the Sonic of 40K.
Oh.
Corporations are your friend.
Oh,
Yeah, because they changed everything about.
because we complained about it.
Man, I'm going to air horn in a second here, but I was so sad when they changed Sonic. I was so hyped for
His
original terrible Sonic.
horrible design is
Yeah.
amazing.
I'm really glad we went and saw that in the theater. By the
I
way.
will say, like as we said, that was the last. You went to see Godzilla versus Kong in
I
the theater.
rewatched Godzilla versus King Kong in the theater
Recently, and you were like, it's been a year and a half. I'm like, oh Jesus Christ! The last thing I have seen in the theater was Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yep, same.
which was the #1 movie of the year, wasn't it?
It was the number one
That movie's
movie of
fucking
the
awesome.
year. It's like some Hollywood executive was like, grabs a monkey paw and he's like, I want Sonic to be the #1 movie of the year. And then the monkey paw curls. And then it's like, okay, but COVID.
I unironically love that movie, by the way.
Sonic?
Yeah.
You know, I like Jim Carrey's performance in it. I thought it was
Same.
really good.
I also haven't
He doesn't-
seen him in a movie in a while,
No,
right?
he doesn't give a shit, and he has a beach house to pay for.
It's awesome.
That's right.
Let me hit this here real quick.
Just like Michael Caine
So, Avenging Son.
and Jaws 4, as we talked
True.
about the other night, right?
Fair.
Okay, so
So yeah, it was replaced.
it also cost a bunch of retcons.
Yeah.
Because originally Dark Imperium takes place 112 years after the start of the Indomitus Crusade. And
Yeah.
now it takes place not that time. I think
No.
I think
Really?
it's 12 years in.
Yeah, and
They re-released Dark Imperium to
with
fit
different excerpts and edits to it. So Dark Imperium is now like a slightly different book because part of
Oh, that's bizarre.
part of Avenging Son is retconning how Primaris were introduced.
that. Right.
Yeah, but like, okay, hold on. So the Primaris in Plague War and Dark Imperium, right?
Yeah.
They're all like veterans.
Right.
Right.
So you're telling me that a Space Marine is a veteran in 10 years?
It's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really like that very much.
They tried to. So I think what happened was Dark Imperium worked for the time, and it was released, and it kind of
did.
it worked because it focused on the new units. Because a lot of Dark Imperium was just, oh, the Inceptors came down, and these guys happened,
right.
and then the assholes with the plasma guns came, Hellblasters, right? So it did its job then.
Sure.
To sell what it needed to sell, and now they have this. They want to recreate the magic of the Horus Heresy series. That is ending. They can't get away from that. The Horus Heresy is ending.
God, more just came out yesterday.
Siege of Terra is the definitive end to that. So now they're like,
Yeah.
holy fuck, how do we sell more books now?
We got to write an Age of Aposty or Aposty series, right?
They actually
Right.
talk about that a lot in these books.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
It comes up. It comes
Yeah.
up.
it comes up a lot. So
that's
so
what I'm saying.
So now they're
They
advertising.
do. They do. Yeah.
Now they're advertising this Dawn of Fire series as the 40K version of 30K, which was how it was released and how it was presented. So in doing that, they do a lot of cool things, and this book is super good.
I enjoyed
But in order for it to be good, it has to kind of shit on Dark Imperium a little bit.
So can we talk a little bit about the controversy
yeah, for sure.
of this book?
Yeah.
Like, and how many shitlords like decided to be total assholes because of the cover?
Oh yeah,
Oh
because
my-
there was a black space
Yeah,
marine.
do you remember that?
Bro,
Yeah.
I fucking deleted that from my brain. 'Cause It's so stupid.
Oh,
I
yeah.
had no idea what you were talking about.
Yeah, no, me too. Actually, for the same reason, I'm like, oh, what shitlords? What happened? I was like, what was written down? I'm like, oh no, it was a cover art piece.
Right, exactly.
So just gonna throw out Arch. Did you watch his video on this?
No.
Yeah, cool.
Oh no, I did watch that. Unfortunately, I did watch that. Yeah.
Fuck you, Arch, forever.
Yeah, that's
Die.
fair. That's not a new stance
That's
for
all,
this
that's all I need
program.
to say about that
No
one.
kidding. And like, okay, the
Okay, all I'm gonna say
and
is
they do address it in the book too, right? Like they say that
Yeah, totally.
that skin color is like non-reflective of the Primarch. Like they look just like the Primarch in like physical
Also-
features.
Ultramar has 500 worlds. If each of those worlds had like 10 billion people, that's like 500 billion people.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure one of those is going to have different skin pigmentation.
Absolutely.
Sure.
So Space Marines do have this stupid organ that can like change the color of the skin to most optimally suit their environment.
Right.
But whatever, man.
It's
come
called
on.
the testicles.
It is absolutely. But like, come on. There
Yeah,
are.
but it's just like adding more like melanin
Right.
in their skin, right?
Yeah,
So it's
like,
not
it's-
going to like
It's like a shader. It's not
Right,
like
right,
he's just gonna
exactly.
stop being like that color.
like
Yeah.
dark skinned or whatever.
Right.
Yeah. Oh,
Not gonna-
it's so dumb.
It's so dumb. I will say, kind of like as white males, we have seen ourselves represented a ton
Totally.
And if you are not a white male and you're walking by and you see a book with someone who looks like you, you're more likely to pick it up.
That is the worst thing to get mad about. It's so
it does not
stupid.
affect the story. It does not affect the character.
Yep.
It does not affect anything about the game. All it is a little bit of representation.
Yeah,
that's
great.
okay.
Awesome. That's what I like.
Yeah.
Let's do
Sure.
it.
I have so many Marvel characters I can base myself off of. It's fine.
Also, really surprised this didn't happen with the second book because there's an Asian Custodes.
Yeah.
And
Oh, really?
no uproar at all about that.
No.
Why would there be?
All the
just
racists
this
were
one.
too mad about COVID.
Right.
It didn't matter.
Totally.
And also it would involve reading the book and not
Right.
just looking at the picture on the front.
Cringe.
Hardcore cringe.
Very cringe.
So this book deals with... Oh, yeah. Sorry.
True.
So this book deals with sort of Gulliman's arrival in Terra, kind of his acceptance of the modern state,
Yeah.
as is, and then also they kind of, well, fuck, I guess we have to be uber religious now because I can't change that overnight.
Oh, that religion's really in there.
And then also the unveiling of the Primaris by Call,
Oh man,
Great.
which is
that was hype.
so good. Call as a character in this book, like let's talk about that a little bit here because he is portrayed in a way that makes me want to buy an AdMech army.
Have you read The Great Work?
I am halfway through it.
Oh yeah, you gotta read that book.
Yeah.
So,
But I also don't want to buy an AdMech army, so I kind of don't want to read it
you
too.
can borrow mine sometimes.
That's fair. Okay.
Call is the best. Call is the best character introduced into recent 40K. I will die on that one. He is the greatest. I absolutely love Call. I also feel, again, this book should have been first because a lot less people would have been mad about Call.
Right.
If they had seen this first.
Because he's way less of a Mary Sue now, right? Where like before he's presented as a character, he shows up, he fixes everything, he has all these cool guns, all these cool things.
Yeah.
And this book really kind of like centralizes what he does and how he was able to do what he
He's
does.
been working on this stuff for 10,000 years.
Right. And all he did is create a bunch of new armor weapons and 3 organs. It's not like he completely rewrote what a Space Marine is from the ground up. He created 3 organs, and one of them is a machine.
Yeah.
It's fine, I promise.
Penis, testicle, testicle.
Oh,
That is the 3 new organs he added to the Space
say
Marine.
the urethra. They need those.
Urethra is not an organ, it's a tube.
I'm not going to pretend to know what an organ is.
That's fair.
It's a channel.
Yeah. Well, Danny is the medical professional.
No,
of
I
all
don't
of us
know.
in here
That's
right
not.
now.
That's not true. Don't listen to me.
Yeah, that's fair. Please go get your medical organs checked.
Please refer to an expert.
But yeah, like Hall is presented so amazingly, like, and his character here he is incredibly intelligent. He knows it, and he wants other people to know it too. He wants to make sure that they know how smart he is.
Every single thing he says is laced in a shit-eating grin.
Oh yeah, dude, he's smiling all the time, and I love it. And then the part where Alpha Primus like warns
Don't trust him.
Messinius, like, dude, he looks he looks like he's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But really, he's just out for himself.
He looks like a little weird old man, I bet. I bet you think he's pretty cool or whatever. Don't fucking trust him. Holy shit. Look at my face. Look at my face.
I think my favorite scene in this entire book is when they're on the ship with Call, and Call is presenting, and he is just eating scenery, and he's just being the most arrogant piece of shit about it.
Yeah.
And then he unveils his guys and like, look at my Primaris Marines.
And you see 100.
And the 100 come out, and then they fight these servitor drones, and they're like, "Oh yeah,
With
cool."
a bunch of knives and shit.
Yeah, with a bunch of knives, and taking them out in like really cool ways. But like, "Oh yeah, cool, 100 guys, yeah,
Great. You
thank you,
Golden
great,
is like, you provided me an army. Thanks.
thanks, great, 100 guys." Oh, and then Call did the whole like Columbo thing of like, just 1 minute there,
Cole just laughs at him.
or even
real.
just like the infomercial. But wait, there's more.
One more.
And then they turn on lights, and just thousands of Primaris Marines are suspended in animation all around the room.
3 miles of Marines. So 3 miles horizontally, vertically, and on the ceiling.
And and they pointed that out too, that they were on the
The
ceiling.
center of gravity on the ship is in the middle, and like it flips up when you go the other way.
And they never say how many Primaris Marines there are, but they do have a long couple pages of Gilliman trying to do the math of the size of the ship, the amount of ships in the fleet, and how many Primaris Marines there are. There are literally shit tons of Primaris. And what I love about this book is it makes it all okay. Like, because previously in like Dark Imperium, like, oh yeah, well, everyone's okay with all these Primaris
And
showing
then the
up all of a
Primaris are
sudden,
here.
right? Whereas this book series starts off with a way of, yeah, Call just did it.
Yeah. Also, it introduces the Primaris in a way that isn't like they're just better Marines, because they're not.
No.
They are bigger, stronger, faster, whatever, but they also are like blunted emotionally.
They're essentially children until they like can actually master their memories and
Because
stuff
they're
like that.
actually only like 18 years old.
Right.
And it shows, and their movements are super stiff and mechanical. They don't actually have the experience of being a Marine, right? So they move like robots, and it shows a super clear distinction between being a Marine and being a Primaris, and it's not like a hard, this is just better.
And I think there's two real scenes in this book relating to Primaris that I really thought were just amazingly done. One was the main character Primaris being taken as a child.
When he wakes up.
When he wakes up and he remembers, like, and it goes into how these mechanics people literally just went into planets and just took kids away.
Yeah, they just grabbed you.
They just grabbed you. And they're like, okay, you look good. I'm going to grab you. You're going to be Primaris. So like, what's that? Don't worry about it. It's fine. Come with me. And then the second was a lot of stuff was put into the new codex of like the hypnosis training, or the kind of like the brain training where they're just imagining it. And it's described in this book of literally this guy being surrounded by orcs and continually murdered again and again and again. And anytime he starts getting better, the mechanics guys just kind of dial it up. So like, yeah, he can't win. He just has to not be afraid of dying.
You got to pump those numbers up.
Yep.
Right, which turns like rules like, and they shall know no fear on the head. So I'm looking at this like, oh, this Marine's not afraid of dying. Oh, because he's been murdered 1,000 times virtually to this point.
Right. I also really love the. Sorry, I also
you're good.
love the line in there where Macinius, the main not Primaris Marine character, is thinking. He sees the Hypnovat stuff, and he's thinking about that, and he comments on how toxic chapter culture is spread throughout those, and how that's a super dangerous thing.
Right.
That some chapters can get caught into, and it like destroys the chapter. And he's like, well, I mean, what the fuck is Cole put in there? Like, can we trust that? Yeah,
right.
Like, who knows?
Well, and I liked how in a scene a little bit later in the book, when they're investigating like the warp outbreak in one of the fleets, and at the end of like a fight with some little demons,
Nurglings.
Yeah. He says, "Hey man, like loosen up. You're not a robot. Like you can, if you fight a little bit freer, like you'll be better."
Yeah.
Which I thought was really cool, and it's like that just shows like, first of all, the leadership of that particular character was really, really good.
Right.
And also like he's a master of recruits formerly, so he's like the perfect guy to like train.
And Goldman
has a chapter.
That's what Goldman pulls him in to talk about. Is like, you were the master of recruits. We need to make Primaris be human beings, so get on that.
Yeah.
But also in that same scene where the Macinius is talking to, I think like Alos, I can't remember his name.
It's Arios,
Arios,
because like
cool.
he's named after Ares.
Right. So he's talking to him,
Os.
and he has no idea what chaos is, despite being
Right.
Marine.
And he's like super surprised that like, how do you not know that?
Right, like how do you not know what that is? And they theorize that Cole didn't put it in their brains because even the knowledge of it is corrupting because chaos, but also it would have let chaos know that Primaris exist at all.
And also those quote unquote Imperial Fist successors, Sons of the Phoenix, might not want to know about chaos in case it corrupts them.
Right.
That's fair.
A lot of really cool scenes like that.
But like, and a lot of scenes in this book really solidify how a Marine army should be. So like you guys said, there's regular baby Marines with like the Primaris Marines, and they're there again to teach these Marines how to be not robots.
Right.
Yeah.
Really, really cool.
And it's super cool the way that goes on it. We'd be remiss, which is a great word, if we didn't talk about the main bad guy in this book, which is Khorne.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, I listened to this book while assembling and getting together my Furies and my 120 Bloodletters. This is the most batshit insane plan since
it's awesome.
Since the orc books where they had the Death Star moons. God, what was that book series called again?
Beast Arises.
Beast Arises. This is the most batshit insane plan since Beast Arises, and it's my literal favorite thing about these books.
It's really cool. Khorne is the bad guy of this book. There's a lot of scenes where the main mortal enemy is the Blood Crusade. Which is cool because we had seen little snippets of the Blood Crusade in the codexes, but no real information. So getting to see them do stuff is really cool. Khorne is in there somewhere, but we haven't seen him.
I really, really hope that Khorne Demonkin becomes an army again based on
Oh
that.
my
'cause
God,
that would
yes.
be super fucking cool.
What a great way to launch a new Khorne Berserker kit after only 75 years.
I'm literally
Hell
begging
yeah.
you. I'm literally begging at this point.
I can do anything. Don't beg
It's
me.
been more than 20 years.
I want to play World Eater so badly.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't. I want to play Khorne Demonkin.
Ah, true. So yes, so a bunch of Khornates are chanting "Corn, corn" as they murder. I also listened to the audiobook. I was really hoping he was going to mix it up at some point, be like corn, corn, but then like a couple paragraphs later, be like corn, corn, corn,
Just
corn.
freestyle
Like,
Taylor, just for people who can't see, Taylor was just dancing.
Taylor's dancing. Yeah.
corn, going crazy with it because
Sort of like you wanted the atmosphere to be like a 2001 Slipknot concert.
right. My favorite scene in the book, which is when the guardsmen are escaping. But to go back,
Oh man, that was such a good scene. Like that was
Amazing.
my favorite scene as well. Like, oh my, it was so well written.
yeah. We'll talk about this in a sec, but yeah, going back to what John said, the actual plan of like the enemy is super fun.
Yeah.
I also absolutely adore the chapter before they go out to fight that, which is, all right, here's chapter this. It's 40 minutes of explanation. Here we go. I hope you're ready for Gollum to just talk to you for
In his ridiculous Sean Pertwee voice.
18 paragraphs. Here we go. Because, I don't know, I guess the warp is attracted to places that are heavier in mass. It works like the sun. I'm not super sure. It was
likes
really cool, though.
Big
Yeah,
mass.
that was a super interesting like explanation of why potentially why warp incursions happen on
Right.
planets and not just in space.
And why the rifts move like they do.
I want to say that Guy Haley wrote this book, and there's this amazing manuscript, and some asshole editor was like, "Yeah, but why the fuck is Chaos attacking?" They're like, "I'm gonna give you fucking
Yeah?
18 paragraphs
wanna
of exposition to
wanna
tell
see
you
this
why
chapter?
it's there."
Let me tell you, son.
You want to fucking know? You want to know? Look at this.
Don't.
Look at this. I wrote a fucking chapter about it.
All Gulliman, all exposition, and you're gonna get this guy who they hate the voice of.
You're going to
I'm recommending
cast
this guy.
him. The guy who does read it though is really excellent. He reads a lot of stuff.
I mean, both of them are really great.
Yeah, totally. I like
and-
both readings. I never had a problem with the first guy.
I understand why people did, but I think they're objectively wrong.
I do. I think their subjective opinion is
Yeah.
objectively wrong, and I'm allowed to say that.
Yeah, because you are on
Yeah,
in front
that's
of a
correct.
microphone right
That's
now.
correct.
Yep.
Yeah,
Cool.
Oh,
So what was Khorne's grand scheme in
Okay.
this?
So,
Was the number 7 and no 7 8
8,
right
sir.
8 was the number 8 involved at all?
a couple of times.
course.
Yeah,
Okay.
they were 8 pylons, whatever.
How many clocks were there? Oh no, that's a Nurgle
That
thing.
was a different thing.
Yeah,
unimportant.
it was Dark Imperium.
We're not talking about that right
Yeah,
now.
clocks.
So obviously Abaddon opens the Sacred Maledictum, and then the the Blood Crusade on the put a map in my brain. The southwest part is trying to connect. They're trying to create and then connect a warp rift to the Cicatrix Maledictum to open another road to Terra, and they're doing this by creating a living ship that is chained to an asteroid, and on the asteroid is a bunch of fucking warp shit. It's described as like a knife sliding over the skin of reality, and wherever that ship goes, it opens a warp rift. It tears it open, and like the links on this chain that it's chained to are like the size of battle cruisers. They're gigantic. Like the scale is enormous.
Right, right. Yeah, well, they're it's like a hive spire, right?
Right.
Like that's what they describe the size of each of these pieces of Noctilith are. And they're
Totally.
like, yeah, oh my God. I mean, huge scale.
It was really cool.
It's an enormous ship that turned into a living thing that turned into an asteroid that is controlled by giant chains made of Noctilith in
Yes.
space.
And they're just
Ye-
running around. They're just running around behind the Blood Crusade.
Running around,
just-
wiling out.
just vibing.
yeah.
And isn't the
Straight
surface
vibing.
isn't the surface of that asteroid like covered in demons too, who are doing generally shit but just cheering?
Yeah, they're chilling. They whenever
corn.
I know if I was a
Corn.
bloodletter
Corn.
and I was born out of the rage and anger of many murders, I just want to chill on an asteroid and chant my God's name.
I mean,
There's
what
just
else are you gonna do?
one guy who says K-Horn.
Kaorn.
K-Horn.
Yeah.
And then,
Kjorn.
yeah, and then all the rest of them are like,
Come on,
fuck you.
fucking Jeff. Come on.
Yeah, dude, Jack. God damn it.
Fuck off.
Corn, damn it.
Like, Dave, we've been over this. Is corn. No, corn.
I don't get it.
No.
I'm gonna keep. I'm
No-
gonna be
no
over
one
here
does.
in my corner.
Yeah. You're corn.
You're a corner. Yeah.
Ah, God, fucking funny.
Jokes.
So fucking smart, John.
So that's the thing. And yeah, the demons are chilling there because, like, okay, so there's the asteroid, and it's just plunging into the warp, like bringing it into reality. So when the big battle happens on it, you just like look to the left, and oh look, it's the warp. Oh, never mind. Don't look at that. Your brain will fucking explode. Jim, are you? Oh, you need to not
Like we like your brain unexploded.
You need to not like observe the unfathomable or fucking whatever. Who cares?
I mean, it's true.
Yeah, don't do that. So they don't. But we're kind of jumping all over. I don't know if we have like a structure.
No, not really.
Well, I'm glad you haven't listened to us before because
I-
there's no structure.
I listen to a bunch of shit.
Oh well, shit. Thanks.
Yeah,
That's good.
yeah. So there's a bunch of cool stuff in this book. So a couple chapters in, one of my favorite bits is like from characters that never show up again, which is the AdMech. So the AdMech are headed to this anomaly and they don't know what it is. And it ties in at the end, but
Oh, is this like one of the opening scenes?
yeah.
With the AdMech pirates?
Yeah, after the, I love pirates, by the way.
We know.
Everything that's a pirate is cool. Everything.
No, it's not.
I'm like, yeah.
I still have your
off.
hat there. My wife's like, "What are we doing with this?" And like, "We're keeping it." It's like, "You want to give it back?" I'm like, "No."
No. So those dudes are headed towards the anomaly, and so one of my favorite things about AdMech is that they are just horrifically monstrous to observe at all. They're just nightmare creatures, and that's fun. But the Archimagos of this specific mission keeps his robe on a peg. And honestly, I just thought that was the fucking funniest thing I've ever heard in my life. He just keeps
Like
it
so
up.
pedestrian.
Yeah,
that,
just like
yeah.
a coat peg. So like he spends 3 minutes being screwed into his like apparatus in order to walk, and like they click his spine in, and then there's all his armaments come out of the ceiling, and then he's like, "Hey, fucking subscribe, get me my coat off that peg."
Like, you know,
We
we
doesn't
could
have a machine for that.
we could create a machine that lowers it onto you after your spine is snapped
No.
in place. We're like, no, I installed this peg millennia ago.
I refuse to change it.
It's holy. And then so they're flying towards the anomaly, and oh god, I've written so many things. Oh, Myrmidons are still real.
Oh, dude, I know. I saw that.
I
Like,
was so hype.
and he was like, he's an exiled Myrmidon. Yeah.
He's like they're all like shamed on the ship, and
Right.
so he's like an exiled Myrmidon. And Myrmidons are just the fucking coolest AdMech models to
Oh,
ever
man.
exist. They're so rad.
Yeah, the fluff behind them of like their whole cult and everything and their whole order is so cool.
Right.
It's
they're-
because they installed rope hooks in every room instead of putting it in part of the machine. That's why they were exiled.
That's why he was exiled. Yeah.
yeah, they're like creation is an act of destruction or whatever, or destruction isn't actually creation. There we go. God, I'm so fucking smart. So that's their whole deal, and they're fucking awesome. I'm glad they still exist.
Oh man.
They're headed towards the anomaly. Oh my god, I'm losing my train of thought here.
Sorry, here, let me throw some random sense here.
Oh, true.
Perfect.
And they encounter the ship,
Right.
and the ship is it's not clear till okay.
Everyone on it's catatonic.
Right. It's like been hit by something. Something has happened, presumably the anomaly. And that's never brought up again, but it's also the crux of the entire book, and it's like what's actually going on with that
Right.
is like the penultimate thing. And it's the zones of silence that is set up like the Necron box.
Like the Necrons can do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Necron box set that came out, and like they create the zone of silence, and it strips you of your soul or whatever. So it sets up that. I can't remember where I was talking about this, but it's fucking cool. F.R.L. Stern's book is about that, and it's awesome.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Okay. Also, the F.R.L. Stern book, by the way, if you haven't read it, the new one
Yeah.
is so good.
All right. We're good.
Man.
Okay, cool.
Oh. True.
You can't look over and see me doing something and ruin the joke.
Yeah,
People know it's coming. You don't need to point it out too.
Well, that's the disadvantage for recording in person, John.
God damn.
fucking nonsense. My My notes just say the sound of silence and then awe a bunch of times.
Yeah, so depressing everybody's souls is really great. It's like an aura of depression, which is
really
pretty
cool.
awesome.
It's sort of like the Morty shield from Rick and Morty,
There you
where
go.
they get covered the dome.
Yeah,
For sure.
that's legit.
Yeah, totally. They just get real tired.
So, man, okay, so let's talk about that scene where the Inquisitor is introduced.
Yes.
Like, it was
Finally.
so fucking cool. Like, so there's this guardsman
Right.
who has, like, rallied together some of his men. I think he's a sergeant or maybe a lieutenant.
He's a lieutenant.
Yeah, okay. So he's rallied together a bunch of his men, and like they're all like living in like a gully, in like that's like a cave that they found. Like,
Essentially.
yeah, it's super like away, like hidden away. They're like, "Fuck, we've got to get out of here to the ships. Let's go." And so they get out, and they're like looking over this ridge and watching like a bunch of their fellow guardsmen just get like slaughtered.
It's a bunch of civilians.
Oh, that's right. Like it's like there's like a train of civilians going
Right.
to the landing site.
They had heard about the evacuation. We're trying to get there.
Right.
And then the Slaughter Crusade caught up.
Yeah, and then they got slaughtered.
They got Slaughter Crusaded.
It's in the name.
Yeah, and one of the Chaos Space Marines like sees them.
Yeah.
I don't know why they were surprised. The name Slaughter was in the,
Yeah, like
the flyer.
It's on the tin. Like, this is what you guys... I mean, come on.
And like the Marine like looks right at him, and they're like, "Fuck."
Oh, we're fucked now.
All right,
Fuck
let's. And then one of them like charges after him or something, or charges down the hill to like save them or something.
So, yeah, so the reason they get spotted is because one of the guardsmen is so fed up with just failing and watching all these innocent civilians just die, and die, like, badly. Like, not die well, like, die badly.
Just gets slaughtered.
Yeah, so he gets real fucking sick of that one. Like, not pogged about it. And so he stands up.
That's in the book.
Yeah, and so
That's an actual quote
and
from the book.
when he stands up, the lieutenant, like, fucking, like, kicks his leg out, but it's not, and he falls back down, but it's not fast enough. The Marine sees him, and then... oh no, we gotta go. So there's an extended scene of this singular berserker chasing down it's like 20 guys.
It's like 20 guys. Yeah.
And the lieutenant is running, and he's running with his guys, and he turns back to watch the dude who stood up to the guy. He gets back up and he points his gun on him, and he just fucking detonates.
Right.
Because
Like a bolter shot.
Bolters,
and it's like a bolt pistol
Right.
that the guy fires from like a huge distance and still fucking nails that dude, right?
Yeah, and the lieutenant is like, "Oh man, if he's that fucking close to hit that shot, we're fucking fucked, fucking shit." And so he runs, and then it's fucking terrifying, honestly. Like,
Right.
the description is really good. I super can't do it justice. But the Marine picks up one of his dudes, and he's like, "Fine, I'm fed up." And so he turns around to fight the guy, and the first look you get of the Marine is him like with his arms around the guy, just tearing him in half.
Right. Like
Just-
literally tearing him in half.
just
Like
straight
each
up-
arm.
Right. Just gore everywhere. Fucking blood explodes all over him. You know, when you tear someone in half, you know how it is.
Right.
Right.
Obviously, we know how that is. Yeah.
This Marine is extremely turned on at this point.
Yeah.
So the lieutenant pulls out his pistol and just unloads into the guy, and some of his men are inspired, and they also start firing. And the berserker just holds out his arms like in a T pose, but holy.
Right.
Yeah.
As if a T-pose is unholy.
Right. You know what? You got me there. And he just takes it, and he's like, he lets them shoot them until he reloads. And as they're trying to reload, as their like hands are fucking shaping,
Right.
Because oh god, this is the most terrifying thing I've ever experienced in my life. Fuck. As they're doing that, he's like, I have given you your chance in recognition of your inferiority. Your chance is now over. Time to die.
It's fair.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, it's
he
fucking
gave him
cool.
a chance. Yeah.
I mean, that berserker didn't know they all had las pistols. Like, there could have been like a melta pistol. There could have been like a plasma pistol in there.
He wouldn't have cared.
You never know when
No.
a character is going to bust out in a fucking Inferno pistol on
Yeah.
you. You never
It's
know.
true.
Yeah.
True.
I never know when some of my characters have
An
plasma.
Inferno Pistol Society is a polite society.
Gets +2 damage.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you're within 3
3
inches,
inches. Man,
bro,
can make that work.
I can.
Yeah.
I do every day.
Is that then their pistol keyword?
Oh, that's what we're talking about.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure.
So, so the lieutenant is like trying to like stave this guy off,
Right.
and the Inquisitor or a couple of the Inquisitors
Dudes.
like retinue like
Yeah.
pop up and just waste this Marine.
Including one alien, which is,
Yeah.
yeah, it's super cool.
Hey, first of all, okay, we can talk about that in a minute, but like,
Such anger. Jeez.
Fury. Yeah, they waste him with like a plasma shot to the chest.
Yeah, because like the one henchman, like the actual human henchman, has
Yeah.
just a plasma gun.
Right, yeah. Then the Marine tries to stand up with just this giant fucking hole in his chest.
Right.
You're like, please, come on, just stop. And then he blow his head off with the plasma gun. And then there's this horrible little alien creature who's like what's the orangutan in this game?
It's not Jokero.
No, it's like that, but worse.
Yeah.
Jokeros already suck.
Like he's first of all the alien. Okay. Mini rant time. All right, so I fucking hated this alien.
It's worse.
It was too much Star Wars in my 40K. He speaks perfect Gothic and is a fish person.
Right. He exists solely to undermine everyone else's thing in any scene.
And just be a total jackass. Like he's in this super like processional later on and just like pulls out some beef jerky and sits down and starts eating it. And he's like, you humans are fucking dumb.
Oh, man.
Like the whole time. And it's like, if your race was so fucking cool, right?
You'd be in charge.
You'd be in charge and we would be attached to your Inquisitors, but your Inquisitors suck ass.
I'd be the horrible fish creature.
Right. I'd be the horrible fish creature.
Wait, oh shit! Sorry, you guys were talking. I started the worst character music again.
Anyway, I just hated this fucking fish. And then like he can pilot ships really well.
He
or
was
something.
extremely arrogant for someone who could be murdered at a moment's notice by
Like, for-
literally any
for
character.
literally no reason. And like it's the Inquisitor could be mad about it, but like he can't really be mad about it because he's a stupid little alien. And then they
He's a horrible little fucking bastard.
fuck that guy.
It's also
Anyway,
a girl.
oh that's right,
It
it
is
is.
a girl.
Yeah.
How dare you?
Sorry,
And the Inquisitor seems to love it, which is also annoying.
I don't understand.
I don't know.
Maybe it's a physical forbidden love.
So I heard that there is a short story about the Inquisitor in question.
Okay.
That's like some backstory on him.
Gotcha.
If you bought the special edition of this book,
Mm,
So there
Audible
may be-
said no.
there may be an explanation of that in
Okay.
that. So
I'll see if I can track that down because I actually really like the Inquisitor.
oh, the Inquisitor is great. He's a great Inquisitor.
Really cool. I was a big fan of him. Inquisitor Rostov is his name.
Yeah, he's
big,
cool.
Big fan of that. So the extended escape scene from this planet
Oh my god, dude.
is like 3 chapters, and it's the best sequence in the book, in my opinion, personally. Like I absolutely love that part. So it encompasses everything that I really like about 40K.
Yeah.
Oh, AdMech.
No,
Oh,
which is everything is horrible and sucks, but also like the regular humans still have the strength to like stand up against that.
Right.
I really love the Guard. I get really emotional about the Guard. I'm feeling it right now.
Man, those stormtroopers at the end.
So fucking cool.
Yeah, that was great.
So they're like, okay. So the Inquisitor picks up this guy and he's like, "Why did you even save me?" And he's like, "Do you know how many lieutenants we've seen face down a space marine so that his dudes could get away?"
Which is
they're like 4,
Do you have-
which is a really small
Do
amount.
you have any idea how low that number is? You're weird, and we like weird, so you're my friend now.
at
Nearly
least shows
verbatim.
potential, right? Like
Yeah, that alien's name is called Chelsea.
It's
no, it's not.
It said something.
It's Shell She, which is CHEELCHE, which is just Chelsea.
I thought
Let's
it
be
was.
real.
I thought it was like Chi-Chi.
It's a Chicante Xenos,
no little horrible fish creature.
which carries a Tau pulse rifle.
He does, yeah. It's never said that, but it's described as a pulse rifle, and he's also got he's like Cypher. He's got 2 different like types of wildly different pistols.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Still hate her. Still hate her.
it's the worst.
She's the worst.
So you're on Fomor 3. An Inquisitor just rescued you. You have to leave. How do you leave? Well, okay. So what you do is you drive through 50 miles.
Whoa.
Okay.
First,
First.
you have to convince a lieutenant to give a super inspiring speech to
Right.
everybody to stand and fight, and all the
Totally.
guardsmen that are waiting to get loaded onto ships.
Right.
He's like, "No, guys, look, like I need you to go give the speech." So this woman gets up, gives this speech, inspires all these guardsmen to like stand their ground. He's like, "Dope, jump in the
Right.
fucking Chimera." Or it wasn't a, was it a salamander?
It was like it was a salamander. You're right. It
Yeah,
was a
so
salamander.
they pop in the salamander and fucking book it across the field while all these guys get slaughtered, right?
And the lead up to that was fucking so rough because it's like a line of people looking at the thing that can save them as like hell is 50 feet that way.
Right.
They're waiting in like a processional line to get in.
Yep.
And the
Inquisitor like
just
cuts the line. Yeah.
He like emits an Inquisitor symbol above his head. Is like, great, I'm gonna cut line now. All right, see it. All right, yeah, you get out of my way. And so, also, I love with that lieutenant, the POV character. He says when she's giving her speech, he's already thinking of her in the past tense. She's already dead.
She's already dead. Yep.
Really love that line. And so, yeah, great. So we're in the Salamander. What do we have to do now? Okay, we have to drive through a bunch of miles of the worst thing ever. That's a Helldrake. That's okay. Great. That's 50 Helldrakes. Awesome.
It's like bombardment and like all the it's like the shipyard, right? Or this landing site. And most of the ships are destroyed.
And an orbital battle is happening above.
And you can see the ships in the orbital battle in the atmosphere.
Because they're that
so,
low.
They're so close. Yeah.
You can also see the building-sized ordnance falling on you. You get to look at that. That sucks. And so they drive through that. It's like it describes a bunch of people like, okay, so they get hit by orbital ordnance and they just vaporize. You're just gone. And it's like 100 people at a time wherever it lands. And so they make it to the fucking love this part. They make it to the
Arvis Lighter.
The Arvis Lighter,
which is like the shittiest aircraft you can possibly
currently
imagine.
sold out in Forge World.
It's got like AV-11 on the front.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Fucking
it's
garbage.
Not good. It's not good. It has no gun. Oh, it has like a multi-laser.
You can buy an
that's right.
autocannon.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
AV-10 in the back. Just fuck that.
Fucking shit.
And so they get to it and it's full.
Right.
God, I hope they didn't just find some way to trick themselves onto that transport instead of some deserving people.
Well, it turns out.
So exactly that. So the commissar, it's full of scions and a commissar.
Yep.
And the commissar jumps out and he's like, "I'm willing to give my life for you, so the Inquisitor can, you can keep doing the Emperor's holy work." And the Inquisitor's like, "That's great. I'm gonna need you to pick 3 more guys."
I have friends.
Yeah. No, that's exactly right. That's what he says.
My dudes are also coming.
And the lieutenant is like, dude, do I really like that scion is worth like 4 of me.
Literally, like that dude is worth so much more than me. That's great. Get on the ship. He's dead. And
the guy holds his eye contact the whole time as they take off, and he's like feeling so guilty.
Well, imagine if you were like train your entire life to be the top human soldier that mankind can offer.
Right.
And you were about to be redeployed to a new mission to take care and do things. And then some asshole comes up and like, yeah, me and my 3 buddies are getting on the ship. You need to get off.
You need to get off right now. I'm sorry.
I would maintain eye contact that entire time.
So, like...
The scions don't bitch or anything, though.
No.
Like, they just get right off.
The most that happens is the commissar points at a guy, and the guy points at himself like, me?
No, you mean this guy.
Oh, me? Shit.
That's the guy who holds the eye contact.
Yeah, right.
Too. Like, he's not happy about it.
And so
he really thought that plan would work if he just pretended it. It was like, oh, you mean that guy, right? Yeah.
You sure me? So they're lifting up, and he's holding eye contact the entire time, and the lieutenant's like, I'm sorry,
but not really.
And the scion's only response is just to turn on his gun and
Right.
just walk away.
Yeah.
Fucking love scions. They're so cool.
That's so badass. Oh, and then to escape the planet, right? They have to like break atmosphere, and they're like radioing the fleet, which is leaving.
They all
all the ships are like out of atmosphere, like they're battling their way to the Mandeville Point to get out of there.
They have to convince this battleship to re-enter atmosphere.
And meanwhile, the Arvis Lighter is fighting a Helldrake.
With its upgraded 10-point autocannon.
No, it didn't have an autocannon. They didn't spend the points.
It took chaff launchers so that would have 4+ against crew shaken.
They couldn't afford the 10 points because of all of the characters they suddenly shoved in this transport.
Hey, did you take extra armor? No, I didn't take extra armor.
No, bro.
Oh,
I got this little fish alien and this fucking sergeant.
Okay, so here's a question that I have.
What's up?
All right, so the Helldrake shoots up the Arvis Lighter, right? Like
Totally.
to the point where it kills the pilot,
Right.
kills some of the scions inside.
Yeah.
Yep.
So this thing is perforated.
Yeah.
How does it?
I don't know.
Science.
Okay, cool. All right.
I assume it's because they're still in Atmo when they
When
get
they
picked
get
up.
on the ship.
Like that's all.
And I think that's the way it's described, because they describe all the ships like you're being able to see them, and they're really low when they're fighting.
They leave,
and then they leave. But I think like the inquisitorial, hey, get the fuck back here, you need to pick us up. They kind of came back down to the fighting level to kind of get that ship, because the whole Helldrake / Arvis glider crash landing into the ship,
right,
makes me think it was,
like, and we're talking Anakin level crash into the ship.
Hello there.
No, we are not talking perfect landings as needed.
Oh man! All right, and then
and that was Obi-Wan. You fucking monster. That was not
second.
Anakin.
no, it was Anakin in the first movie.
Another
In the Battle for Naboo, where he crashes into the shield generator ship in his little fighter.
Another
He
happy
flies
landing.
in there.
Does he say hello
Yeah,
there?
yeah.
He doesn't say hello there. That was my thing. Hello there is Obi-Wan's
Oh
line.
no, that's true. It is Obi-Wan.
Yeah,
You're right.
there we go.
He
Fuck
says,
yeah.
No, I'm pretty sure he says, "Now that's pod racing."
I'll try spinning. That's a good trick. So Avenging Son.
Spinning. Oh man,
That's what the
fantastic.
Heldrick said.
Yeah, well, it didn't work out for him.
No, he got shot in the face.
Yeah, he got shot in the face with a plasma gun.
Yeah.
I also
that guy with the plasma gun,
He is
actually,
very efficient.
he's very good at, just like a normal plasma gun in 40K. He's very efficient.
very efficient. 5 points. Fuck yeah. So he kills the Helldrake by turning on the stream and then cutting off the Helldrake's head with it, which I thought was fucking cool.
That was pretty cool. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I also love the way that they have to convince the ship to come back down, because the ship is like leaving, and
Right.
and they get the message, and it's like, well, it's from an Inquisitor, and it's like, well, verify it. And so this little old man comes out.
Oh yeah, and with like an outdated servitor,
Right, with
And they
like-
have to carry it up like in a stretcher or something like that, right?
They
Like,
have to carry it. It's like a horrible glass cylinder that like you have to crank to turn on, and it takes like 5 minutes. And all the while, the coked up like shipmistress is just sitting there like, "You need to hurry! Come on, you need to hurry up! It's taking so long." I imagine it's the 40K equivalent of getting a telegram. Please
also-
save me. Stop.
It's the equivalent of getting a telegram while also being like, this is the only way I have to verify you. I have made no effort to upgrade any systems, but I'm going to be very mad that I have to use this system I have.
Stop. Please come get me. Stop.
right. That's exactly correct.
That's how it works. I also like the scene, the description of he messages the ship to provide covering fire so they can actually get in, and the Helldrake will stop like eating them or whatever.
Right.
And it's described as flying through horizontal rain, but it's not rain. It's laser cannons.
Yeah.
And they like can't maneuver, because if they maneuver, they just fly into a fucking laser cannon.
Right.
Thought that was fun.
As is tradition.
Dude, I'm the best. I took first place at another tournament.
First off, stop with the thunder and lightning. You don't impress me. And second, let me check out the BCP rankings. And I don't see you on there.
What?
Your TO needs to download the Best Coast Pairings app and run events on it. After the event, the results are uploaded into BCP rankings, and the best part, it's easy and free.
But I play multiple game systems.
No big deal. The BCP app can be used for any game. A ton of events every weekend are using it, from major international tournaments to local stores. And now that it's available on Android devices, you're going to have some serious competition.
There can be only one.
BCP Rankings is a fun and exciting way to measure how you or your team stack up. No matter what you play, your score goes to an overall ranking, or compete to be the best in a game, a circuit, a region, or the world.
Download the app or visit www.bestcoastpairings.com for more info.
Best Coast Pairings.
Are you the best?
Yeah. Oh my god, that was
Oh man, that's some ASMR right there.
Some fucking
Good,
crisp shit.
Crisp. As we return from my failed print, the Arvis glider landed heroically
Helldrake's head got sliced clean off by a plasma stream.
in the soft embrace of a Helldrake.
fucking obliterated.
Sarah McLachlan, in Angel's arms, playing in the background.
Oh my,
That's good. Let's pick that up.
Nice job, dude.
Jesus Christ. I also didn't talk about the agony beam that the
Person.
Archmagos can shoot. He can just make his subordinates feel agony. I just wanted to bring that up. That's just
that's
fun.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's a for fun thing that he does.
Do you think it's like actual agony or like it's just like cringe? So like he shoots him and you just
Like
you remember
embarrassment?
you remember that one time when you've like wet yourself when you were 4.
Oof.
Bring up the old
Because that's emotional agony.
he brings up the memories of you still having skin.
Yeah.
Well, wait. The the Cybernetica woman is basically fully formed still.
Yeah, she still has most of her human parts. She also has sick as fuck like cyber dogs.
Right.
That she sends out.
Yeah, I forgot about the cyber
Super
dogs.
fucking rad.
Give me that in the AdMech Codex, please.
God, fucking please.
No, you get one Skitarii character and all your guns are better.
You know
Oh
what?
man, those guns look real good. Anyway, sorry.
Oh wait, I have something for this. Avenging Son.
Anyway, so after the Helldrake gets fucking obliterated, that's kind of the end of the chapter, I'm pretty sure. And then we're introduced to one of the 2 scribe characters. I believe it's the Historiter is who we're introduced after that.
Oh wait, who?
The Historiter character with his old man friend. And he like writes down the histories, and people get really mad about that. So Gilliman makes him.
Oh yeah. Like he's been hiding shit in his wall.
Yeah.
And this is a guy that's making this is back on Earth, right?
Right.
Or Terra.
Oh my god.
And my
Mixing your universes.
I know, right?
Oh.
And like they persecute this guy
Mhm.
because he's like
A dick.
first of all, he makes decisions on what planets to send aid to. Like
Right.
he has a super important job,
Yeah.
but he lives in basically a 1-bedroom studio apartment. Or no, it's 2 bedrooms.
It's 2 rooms.
2 rooms.
and
It's 1 bedroom.
Right. One of his job takes place in one of the rooms.
Right.
Yeah.
And his servant also lives in that room.
Yeah. So these 2 characters, their job is to sort, and one of their jobs is to sort and stamp who gets aid, and like they're receiving billions of messages a fucking day about like this planet needs help or the system is under attack, whatever. And this guy's job is to like act on it. Like this one is worth acting on, this one is not.
Right.
And he's just some shitty low level adept making like deciding billions of lives.
Sure.
Deciding their fate, which is like a stamp.
And he gets like that shitty brackish water to like when he wakes up.
He gets 1 cup of it.
Right.
Here's today's rations. Have it. It's fun.
Fuck.
A big theme of this book with these characters is that bureaucracy is cool and fun, and you should do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From my
You
my
get yourself
job,
a 2-room apartment.
Right.
from my real life job, I totally understand and empathize with that. Yeah, it's great.
So-
Bureaucracy is dope.
At the end of the chapter, this guy we see him do a missive one time. And so he gets this missive, and he looks at it. They're brought to you by Scribum Errants, which we'll get to later. But he looks at the piece of paper, and he's like, I have no idea what any of this means. I have no idea how to judge this at all. Jesus fucking Christ. And then he looks at the date, and he's like, oh, this is 50 years old. We're too fucking late.
Yep.
Throw it in the garbage.
Send it to the incineratorium.
Yeah. He has like absolutely no frame of reference of how to decide these things.
Nope.
At all. And yet that's
It's
his
just
job.
a hereditary job that he has, right?
He just inherited it.
And like, so he goes to this dinner with his buddies,
Right.
and he says some super controversial stuff like,
We should know things.
yeah, like knowledge is good.
It's good to know why we do our job, and we could have just been poor or whatever. We could have been one of these lowly idiots, and you guys are acting like big jack penises about it.
Right. And they're like, oh no, we're chosen by the emperor. Like, and they're all like, let's never change. They're very much
Right.
like there's 2 different doctrines right now. And happens in both this series, but also happens in like the Custodes series
It's fucking awesome.
yeah, that series is great too. What was the name of those ones?
Watcher of the Throne.
Yeah.
Watcher of the Throne.
Right. And so there's a faction of the Imperium that's like, no, everything needs to stay the same all the time. Otherwise, the
Right.
Imperium is fucked.
It's the static tendency. And
Yeah, there you go. Static tendency. Thank you.
One of the characters actually even says Imperium Eterna, which is
Right, exactly, which is
Yeah,
the same.
which is the
Because I
thing.
just read the second book again because I
God,
wanted to read
it's so
the
good.
Yeah, it was really good. I wanted to read all the Minotaur scenes,
hell yeah.
and they're assholes. I love them
worst.
so much. But then like they say Imperium Eterna, like right, which is like
which is a fun
code
tie-in.
word. Yeah.
So they get real mad about that.
Yeah, they get real upset.
And so
They are not happy. Sorry, you looked at me and I'm like, I won't contribute.
time to contribute.
Yes.
For once.
Shit, fuck.
Jesus Christ.
He so after
Don't
that,
bring people on to coast off their achievements to talk. God damn.
Thanks for having us over to your house, John.
yeah, for sure it's a lot of fun.
Your drinks were good too.
Oh, they're so good.
So he calls him out. He busts his table over his knee and he does a backflip or whatever. I'm not super sure.
Yep.
And then he leaves and
Cannon.
then he's like, oh man, all right, I just made a huge mistake. I'm gonna fucking die. You know what? Actually, it's gonna be fine, right? It's gonna be fine.
Yeah, nobody's gonna tell on me.
It's gonna be fine. By the time he gets back to his room,
Yeah. Because he has to go to like this fucking feast. 'Cause
Yeah.
They have like a feast.
God damn.
For some reason. Anyway,
Olive Garden.
he gets back to his room and he's like, you know what? It's gonna be fine.
way worse than Olive Garden, dude.
He presses.
Soylent Olive Garden.
There you go.
Yeah, Soylent Green are. Oh man, I can't talk.
We know.
Oh yeah, you're right. He presses the open button, and there's just
Some
this
dude.
huge shitter, just the biggest fucking dick for no reason.
I like that guy.
I know he's the best.
Great. Yeah,
But he's a dick.
he is a giant dick.
Absolutely fucking loves his job. The biggest shit-eating grin on his face. And he walks in and he's like, "Man, you know this book I'm reading that you wrote."
Like his personal journal, he's got that this guy is hidden in the wall.
This could get you into a lot of trouble. Did you know that?
Did you know?
Did you know
Did
this
you
book
know?
you hid in a wall after writing it is something you're not supposed to have?
I also love the goons in the background the entire time he's talking to him, just fucking like busting up his room for no reason. They're like not looking at anything.
They're just like shredding his mattress
just
for
breaking
fun. Like,
shit.
yeah,
Fuck up his chair. He only has one.
he's not gonna get another one. Just break one leg off.
The guy is like, "Come on, man, I didn't hide anything. That was the only thing that I hid." And he's like, "Oh, cool, thanks." And he just throws his table at the wall.
I'm sorry, Danny, you're with that chair thing. You're like, don't break it. Just make it annoying to use.
Just gonna
Oh
unscrew
shit!
it.
Your door just opened.
Oh, cool, we're being invaded.
Hell yeah!
The cool breeze is
I know.
wonderful, though.
It does feel good.
Yeah, it feels great.
Sorry. All right.
Come on,
Still work. Must work.
must.
Anyway, so we're this guy's smashing up this room for fun and making his chair mildly inconvenient. For
Yeah,
him,
yeah. He
right?
just broke like a third of one leg off.
So,
So you
like,
can still
or-
sit on it.
No, he just chops like 1 inch off of one of the legs so that it's constantly wobbling and super annoying.
But he took all the coasters at the house.
Fucking unusable.
Oh man, what a dick. Anyway, he's like, "Yeah, come on, we're going to the upper spire."
He's like, "What?
Yeah, dude.
What are you talking about?" And then he just shoots him with the trank dart.
He just fucking stabs him in the neck or whatever.
Yeah, get
Yeah,
in,
I love
loser.
it.
We're going to the upper spire.
Get in, loser. And then he gets there and it's like he's like overawed by everything and like he sees the Primarch but doesn't bow because he's so shocked.
Right. That was the thing that he was trying to write about, right?
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, that was he was like, I got it. He was sitting in his room for literally 20 minutes. Like, man, I gotta write about that time I saw the Primarch because I'm a little naughty heretic who writes histories or whatever, and I'm a historian.
I remember
Yeah,
the
they wanna
past
know-
so hard.
Yeah, they want to know. He wants to write about what happened before the Imperium. Like
Right.
like and nobody else cares.
Yeah, no one gives a shit.
Was there kind of like, how did we get where we are?
Yeah, that's a question.
Or
here.
like what empires came before us and how can we prevent us from like
Right.
doing the same thing they did.
Joke's on him. Already doing it.
every single person there is like, God, you're fucking stupid. You son of a bitch.
I know where this leads. I
Yeah.
remember now.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So he wakes up from the trank dart and he like, like, oh, I'm fucking tired. Oh, it's Gulliman. Oh, it's the son of God. Oh my.
The modern equivalent of waking up and seeing like Jesus just sitting in front of you, be like, oh,
Are you finally awake?
I'm sitting in a room
Jesus.
with the Holy Spirit. Jesus. Oh, no.
also the Father and the Son.
And Jesus does take his name in vain, like personally. That's one of his things.
Yeah,
Can't say that.
I don't know if
can't
you
say
guys
we're
knew
booty.
Can't do that loud. And then he pisses himself.
that. Self-referential,
Literally.
Yeah, he makes sure to do that.
as one does.
Right. I mean, it's Gulliman. He's huge. He's like 11
That would
feet tall.
scare me.
Armor of Fate is not small.
Have you seen the cover of No Fear? He is like twice the size of those dudes.
Oh yeah.
He's enormous. So he wakes up and Gulliman is like, man, you need to get your head on straight, because if you piss yourself again, I'm gonna be fucking pissed.
This is a marble. This is a limestone floor. Urine will degrade it.
Do you see that spot over there? That's from another scribe that pissed themselves. And you know what happened to him? Wink. Which is a constant reminder throughout the book. They keep talking about, remember what happened to the last guy.
You don't want to end up like him.
Yeah, and they never say what happened to him.
You don't want to end up like fucking Larry, do you?
Yeah, dude.
Fuck Larry. Also, the cover of No Fear is some random ultramarine with what looks like lightning claws punching a word bearer.
No. Oh, you're right. I'm thinking of Unremembered Empire.
Mm.
Unremembered Empire is Gulliman. He's with Sanguinius.
He's like holding his hand up.
He's like in the parade, and there's two dudes next to Gulliman, and he's literally double the size of them.
Crazy.
He's tall.
So yeah, so this guy gets shipped off with Gulliman,
Right.
to go see the Primaris.
Yeah, he's basically like,
He's a new remembrancer.
I'm doing Remembrancers again. Do you remember that? You don't. That's why we're doing this again.
Right.
That is the worst book cover I have ever seen.
Wrong.
What's that?
Unremembered Empire.
Nah, dude, there's way worse
It's
ones.
way worse.
There's Gulliman. Is that even Gulliman? It's a dude again. Looks like two lightning claws holding up Sanguinus's arm. Like, champion, look at this guy.
Look at him.
Like a shitty hype man.
Isn't No Fear Gulliman punching off a word bearer's head in space?
Yes. That is exactly what that is.
That's a fucking cool cover, dude.
It's sick as shit. Yeah.
It's big opinions. Big opinions.
I fucking love No Fear. That book is great.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm making us go.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, that's fair. That was my fault. That was mine.
I love breathing
That
here.
was good. You were saying.
God, was I?
Yeah, you were.
Fuck.
So they go. So we've kind of retraced all of the storylines back to this
Hell
pivotal
yeah.
point where we see the Primaris reveal, which is huge, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's bigly important.
Yeah. God. So, okay. So the Tsar Quasitor is really cool.
We did circle back to midway from the book.
Yeah.
After only 2 hours.
Oh my god.
Hell yeah. So the Tsar Quasitor is Cole's personal ship.
We've mostly covered everything.
We did.
Yeah.
We haven't talked about the shitty lady character who I don't care about at all. But other than that, we've covered everything.
Which lady character?
The other scribe character?
Hey,
who's
Warhammer is
Adventures
not
through
for you.
Terra?
You got me. What's up?
Her adventures through the
Yeah.
the scriborium or whatever.
Yeah.
Of Terra.
I'll summarize. It was a shitty side plot that didn't really need to happen.
Yeah, I don't care about that at all.
It was, yeah, and like it was super. It was like, I guess it was interesting to see how decrepit everything is. I guess, but I already knew that.
There were some really cool scenes with like all the positions on Terra are hereditary. No one knows why they're doing anything. They're just doing it.
Right.
The incineration clan was really cool. I like that scene.
Yeah, they were cool. They were like the smokers from Waterworld.
But other than that,
Finally, a reference I understand.
there are whales in the paper. I don't know.
No, dude, the smokers were the guys who had the Exxon Valdez.
Oh.
And they were like, they had all the jet skis and stuff.
Cool.
Like, because the incinerator guys had to wear all the masks and stuff all the time.
I'm pulling up the air horn just in advance for
yeah,
this.
that's fair. Okay.
But do you think that in if they were to remake Waterworld today, there would be Ever Given references?
Yes, I do.
I hope so.
Like one of the lands would be Ever Given land.
Oh,
Man.
no. I know what it would be. They're going to remake Resident Evil 5.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And the boat that Wesker is on is going to be the Ever Given.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes, the Ever Given is Wesker's boat.
All right, fuck.
Wait.
There we go.
No, I
Okay.
have one more thing.
Fuck. Okay.
All right, fine. I was going to say, what if they remade Waterworld?
Okay. With Kelsey.
But
Grammer.
instead of Kevin Costner, it was Kelsey Grammer.
You're not allowed to
And
do
the
that.
little girl. I'm sorry, Kelsey Grammer from the show Frasier.
You're not allowed to do that because you know it cracks me up every fucking time.
Great.
Oh. So there's a giant asteroid.
There is.
Hell yeah, son.
Yeah. And
Take us home.
the big battle takes place there.
Oh, about this asteroid.
Yeah.
Right.
The part where they describe where two fleets have tried to go after this asteroid,
They just
but like it either one disappeared totally,
Yep.
and the other one could never get closer to it because it was always the same distance away from them.
Right.
Because it's
Yeah.
in the warp.
It's super
Like
fucking cool.
partially in the warp.
Right. Like the whole apparatus is like alive. And
so cool.
And they don't have what are the normal shields called? Void shields?
Galar Fields.
Well, there's void shields, right? But then Galar shields protect it from the warp.
Right. So they don't have void shields. They just have like the warp itself is protecting the ship.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah. So obviously every ground battle has to happen because it's 40k. So we have a big ground battle on the ship. Oh, also, God, yes, the Blood King is so fucking cool.
Yes.
It's a ship that's been mentioned a couple times throughout the book. It shows up, it fucks everybody up, and they all have to flee from it. And this is the time where the Primaris Lieutenant and a bunch of his dudes are going to go stop that ship. They're going to go do a Zone Mortalis game on that
Hell
ship.
yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Fucking love Zone Mortalis. So one of my favorite bits of Khorne demon lore specifically comes from
we should do a Zone Mortalis game for our Crusade campaign.
dude.
Oh, hell yeah.
Dude, that should be like one phase where we all do that.
We'll print out some walls. It'll be fine.
Fucking love to do that. So there's this guy in Battlefleet Gothic, and he's a Khorne worshiper who ascended to demonhood by
Becoming a ship.
True.
Got him.
He led his damaged ship to defeat 3 other Imperial ships.
You want skulls? You want blood? I'm going to become a goddamn cruiser.
So you're not wrong, because when he defeats those
Khorne like ship girls.
yeah,
Fucking confirmed.
yeah,
Imagine collecting all these skulls, collecting all this blood, and like, Khorne, reward me. You're a fucking light cruiser.
Oh, perfect. It's what I've always wanted, to never touch blood
I
or
just
skulls
wanted
again.
wings and an axe, you dick.
can't even be like a battleship. I like
No,
those.
dude. Yeah, light cruiser. Escort.
Come on.
Yeah. Escort
Actually,
class.
you're a sentry ship.
No. Why
Just the
Oh
worst.
god, the layers of in-jokes and fucking references to 30-year-old specialist games in this episode.
why even live?
Oh, sorry.
Good times.
Fine. So he defeats these 2 other ships and immediately ascends on the spot. Like, he doesn't do anything for it. Khorne is just like, that was fucking awesome, dude. Hell yeah. And just ascends him on the spot into being this guy. Like, I don't know if it's the same character or whatever, but it's the same design. It's the same everything. Like, he's a big statue man in his ship. And the Primaris have a fight with him. I don't really care about that part. I care about the really cool, like, what
also
he did to get there.
Love the way you describe Khorne as being like the agent from Entourage.
Khorne is a hype man.
Of just like, bro, that was fucking epic. Just gonna send you now.
That was the sickest shit I've
Oh my
ever
god.
seen.
World star.
Khorne, I know you're impaled on a rhino right now, but you need to get the fuck up because you are so sick, dude. God damn.
Dude, here's
I
some
love you.
tap out shirts.
I love you, bro. I'll send you.
You are the eightfold path. I love you so much.
Here's a fox hat. That's your
Bro,
mutation.
I threw him so hard he flew for fucking 8 days.
Your blood is now creatine.
My son, my fucking son got uppity with me, so I threw him out the window.
His mom's
For
such
8
a
days.
bitch.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we covered that guy.
Oh yeah, we did. He's the worst.
He traps you in combat. That's cool.
He does. Well, that's pretty.
Can.
Yeah. You just got to keep him 8 inches beside your guys and 8 inches or 9 inches away from
Plus
everyone
one
else.
attack. That's not detrimental to you at all. For sure. Just give it
Probably
plus
not.
one attack to everything.
I mean, like, you know,
fine.
Primaris Marines with 5 attacks each are probably fine, right?
No. You keep it within range of your guys, but further away from their guys.
Why wouldn't I just charge? Never mind.
Then how do you get trapped in combat?
Anyway,
I'm sad.
Corn steroid.
Yeah, so the Primaris Lieutenant does a big dab, and then he kills that guy. As he like busts his way out of his ship. Like, there's no one on his ship, which doesn't make any fucking sense. That's fine. So the dude busts his way out of being a statue, and he's like, I'm gonna fucking kill all of you because I'm a big corn man. And the Primaris Lieutenant's like, that's really cool. I'm gonna this is the power sword. Wow.
I'm gonna hit you once.
Do you see how many fucking attacks I have? Do you see my data sheet? I took a relic today.
You're like, this dude over here.
Base fucker.
This dude
I have
over here.
Imperium sword.
This dude's a fucking lieutenant. I'm
He is.
reeling my ones, bitch.
No, he's not. Oh, but your buddies are.
This buddy is. It's like this buddy here, yeah.
This book came out before Core.
Oh yeah, that's
oh,
true.
that's
yeah.
true.
Right.
You're right.
This was a pre-FAQ book.
Right. So
Shit was real weird.
So they do the big dab on the big corn man, which is fine. It was a fun scene. I really like the. So they describe the Overlord ship a couple times throughout this book, which is the Primaris flyer that hasn't come out. Hey, Forge World, get on that, please.
Yeah, no kidding.
I do not need a $3,000 Forge World model.
Come on, it's cool.
Yeah, you do. It could take up one whole shelf.
Fair.
Man, we'll end it in a sec, I promise. But talking about ships, the one that Gulliman rides in on to
the Eagle.
the Eagle one.
Oh, the one that's shaped like the fucking Aquila?
Just the Aquila, but a ship.
It's the fucking,
That's the most 40K thing
it's the
ever.
fucking dumbest thing I've ever heard.
But it's like
I hate it.
yeah. I like how the landing gear are talons.
It's like
too.
a bird. Yeah, because it's got feet.
Yeah, it's actually got feet.
Bird
Hell yeah.
feet. It's a big bird. Do you get it?
Bro, it's gold.
Made of
Has
gold.
2 heads, 2
No, it's
bridges.
made of aramite.
The custodes gave it to him.
Yeah,
Because they're gold.
As a joke. They're like, we made it just the fucking Imperium's.
we've got all these Orions.
He has
It'll be
no
fine.
idea what the second head means.
All these stupid bird ships. Fuck you.
Dude, I'm glad we don't have to ride around in that thing anymore.
Get that out of here. Jesus Christ.
Oh, wait, we do because we have to guard Gulliman.
Oh, come on. It was Steve?
Steve and the
Please.
bird ships.
Oh, Colquan. It's actually Colquan. Because Colquan is just a huge dick for no reason, for fun.
Dude, he's weird.
He is very strange. He's not like any other custodians who are like calm and considered. He's just a big bundle of rage.
Yeah.
He's just a...
He's a cornstodian.
They should have gotten Valerian. That would have been way more interesting.
He can only be in so many places at once, though. You
I
can't just be
know.
like,
What
yeah,
about
we need
him?
a cool custodian character. Yeah, let's just bring Valerian.
I
It's
wish
gonna
he
be
had
like
cooler rules, too.
Give
15
Navrataran
jobs.
something to do, you know? He was in that other series, Navrataran.
Oh, yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah,
let's do
that'd
him.
be dope.
Yeah, it'd be fun. But no, he's like,
Cool. We workshopped the book.
hell yeah.
Pay
Anyway,
SGW.
Stupid bird thing aside, which I actually secretly love. So the final battle is taking place. The Inquisitor character, his retinue, the main Marine guy who isn't the Primaris Lieutenant, and then the ship mistress are all in this
Yes.
like big battle that's going on.
I'm really surprised the ship mistress was there.
Me too. She's also coked out, which is fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does like the space dust.
Yeah, she
Warp dust.
just rip it, dude. Just rip it right in front of.
Oh, yeah.
it'll be fun.
She's like, where are we going? To the warp steroid.
I'm gonna go kill the warp myself.
I'm gonna kill the stone in the warp.
More powerful than corn.
All of her crew are like, oh shit, we're really dead, aren't we?
We're dead.
Yeah, we're
this time.
dead.
We need to get her into rehab.
Oh my god.
Anyway, so we go to the corn steroid.
Cornstroid.
I like corneroid better. It's like a hemorrhoid.
It doesn't respect the sound in the word, though, to be fair.
Okay.
Gotta respect this.
Yeah.
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 Sure.
Corneroid.
So the main big battle is happening.
Right.
They're fighting the Blood King.
It's the big time. They kill the Blood King.
Yep.
He's somewhere else.
That's right. That's right.
The Cornstroid. There were some. Okay, so it's a big battle, right?
This is the one where the word bearer priest, is that the one that was
There are
like
the 8
Dark Apostles?
Dark Apostles. Bam, there we go. There are 8 of them just kind of chilling, screaming at the warp.
It's a weird number.
Very strange.
Well, so it's interesting that 8 is both Korn's number and also it's kind of Chaos's number because of the 8-pointed star.
I've always thought that was strange, for
Yeah,
sure.
that's weird.
I guess it's because he's usually ascendant. I don't know.
He's usually the most powerful Chaos God.
Right. So I don't know, but there are 8 of them there. They're doing their big chants. And one part that I really like in the battle, it's a good battle scene for sure, but like just a battle scene. The standout part for me is where a Khorne Berserker buries his axe in a Primaris chaplain's chest, and the Primaris chaplain's like, "That's great. I judge you now," and he just fucking pulls out a plasma pistol, sticks it in his face, just blows his head off. Thought that was great.
Fucking
It's those
hardcore.
3
And
extra
then
organs.
he falls down because, oh god, there's an axe in my chest.
Right.
Fuck.
Well, it's that Belisarian furnace, man.
He just turns him back on. He's fine.
Yeah.
I think he is actually fine at the end of the book.
Yeah.
I think
sure.
I think he's alive.
Like Primaris Marines are the modems of
Right.
40Ks, turn them off and on again.
Well, they're a
and then
2-stage
fine.
boss.
Right. They
That's fair.
Their
Yeah.
health bar refills.
It does.
They get the more epic music.
They get faster and stronger, and
They unlock more moves in their moveset.
yeah,
You gotta dodge left.
and there's a lot less like pause between their moves.
Right. They flow into each other a lot more for sure.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to use that bow you just found, though. There's a reason you found that right before that boss battle. Yeah.
Oh,
is that why there was a boss fountain?
So John's too lazy to use the button anymore. So like, so moving on.
no,
Like,
I'm sorry. Allow me to. Yeah, you're right. I'm
That's
too.
the
yeah,
one.
I'm too
You
lazy.
did
To,
it.
Yeah,
you
you
did.
too,
that's
too
fair.
lazy to use it now.
It's over now.
It's all ogre.
Oh,
I don't really remember the fight with the priests. It's just kind of a fight.
I just kind of remember like, yeah,
It was a generic Chaos Imperium fight.
right.
The only important thing that happens is that the fucking
The Inquisitor, right? He
Right.
like interrogates one of them, kind of.
well, he runs up with the football, right? He does a big touchdown.
Oh yeah, he's got the special device.
Yeah,
That's right.
He hits the big button, and then everyone loses their soul? Question mark. No, he just does what the Necrons do. He does like a big silence field. It's like in the AdMech PA. That thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the thing that happens there happens here. And
Engine War 2.0.
yeah, like the shipmistress describes the experience of like she can physically feel her soul leaving her body, and it's like a
That's discomforting.
yeah, not horrible nightmarish pain, generally fun, but not this time. And so then he does a big dab because his thing is accomplished. And then I think we move into the final scene of the scribe lady, right? Like she's accomplishing her goal. Like she's finally getting to the place. Okay, so she's carried this missive. Okay, so she dropped a bunch of tarot cards on a message, and it formed the shape of an eagle. And she's like, man, I can't read, but that's fucking important.
Right.
Man, I wish I could read.
It's just like me. One time I was writing this paper and like I stuck it on my desk and then I spilled a bag of Doritos on it. And the Doritos made the shape of a sun.
Yeah.
Oh.
And that told me I needed to go
Boom!
outside
All of a
and stop
sudden,
studying.
you had your like law school pre-exam thing. 80%. You just used the Cheeto dust to get your pen marks.
Perfect.
Write the answers in the Cheeto dust.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how you know
They
your
were
quality.
First of all, they were fucking Doritos.
Like, holy shit! Thank God we need
Nacho
public.
cheese
Holy shit, we need
Doritos.
public defenders so bad. Thank you.
well, okay. Well, first of all, you can guarantee I'm not going to be some fucking scumbag public defender. I'll tell you that right now.
Awesome. Bird law. I know that joke. Yeah.
So of course,
What?
So so she sees the bird and she's like, man, I gotta
God,
do
I
it.
hope I don't become a public defender.
God, I hope I don't help the needy and poor.
Yeah, fuck
Fuck
'em.
those guys.
Fuck them. That's what I'm saying.
Oh man.
Oh
I'm just kidding. I'm happy to help lots of people that are in need
no, thank fuck, because I'm gonna need a public defender.
I can't wait till I do crime.
through my church.
Oh,
Anyway, so
anyway, yeah, corn steroid.
Yeah, she's like, I gotta do a big quest. I gotta do a big quest because the bird. I
Right.
can't read though. And so she does a big quest. And at the end,
She's still the
can
worst.
I just say
even though
my
she's a
favorite
bird.
part of that scene was
Absolutely.
the stink river.
yes, the big stink river.
The stink
Or
river.
if you breathe it in, you die.
You literally die from the stench.
Anyone who's lived in a town where they make paper can attest to that being 100% true.
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
even think of that. That's 100. But they don't even make the paper there, do they?
Right. They don't.
They just
It-
scrape it.
yeah, that's like the waste disposals where they throw all the "Oh God, please save us" messages away into the fucking trash.
Correct.
So she does her big quest. She makes it to the place where she has to go so she can deliver her message because, like we said with the other scribe, he decides. So he goes to her, except in the beginning of the fucking book, he got kidnapped and is no longer there. So her entire quest is pointless, and then she cries, and that's the end of the book.
Yes.
That's the Imperium.
So that part is cool. I like. That's just too much buildup, though. It's just too much
For nothing.
Right. It's
Right.
just too much. And her missive was about the zones of silence. It was about where the Necrons are.
Yeah.
Which cool. Like, that's a fun tie-in. But like, it's just so.
Is
much.
that in the second book?
I want to help.
No.
I want to hope
They
that
talk about it.
it builds into future books. So like, there's a bunch of like,
Jesus Christ.
like looking into like our this is kind of like the 40K Horus Heresy analogy, right?
Yeah.
There's a ton of stuff in the earlier books that they build onto and they make stories out of. And I think that might just be one of the things because I do think there's going to be some Necron stuff coming.
Totally. So in the second book, a Marine character is talking to another Marine character, And he's like, "Oh, did you serve in the Zone of Silence?" And he's like, "I'm fucking alive. No."
Do you serve in the says, bro, I'm still functionally 11 because I was kidnapped as a child.
Oh, sorry, I have no knowledge of how social cues work. My bad.
Yeah.
Do a robot over here.
But you're a stinky doo-doo
I'm
head.
gonna stare into your eyes because I don't get social cues. Can you see it through my helmet?
That's fair.
Fuck.
Hey, so in a very roundabout way, we talked about a lot of stuff here, but generally we talked about Avenging Son,
Yeah.
the Dawn of Fire book.
True.
It is an amazing book.
I thought it was quite good.
Yeah, it's
And
a good book.
it's a great jumping on point for kind of the new history of 40K.
Yeah, and if you want to get exactly. If you want to get caught up with what's happening in the Imperium today, it's a good setting novel for that.
Totally.
Right.
Or if you have someone who's like, "Hey, I don't really know what's going on with 40K. Where should I start?" And if they want to start with current 40K, they should start here.
Yeah.
Or they could start with Caiaphas Cain, which is
Right. I feel like this is a great jumping. I mean, Dark Imperium, unfortunately, is now left in the wayside, which is a shame because there was Dark Imperium, there's Plague War.
right. It's now completely after this book. It's also a couple stuff is just wrong.
Yeah.
A couple stuff in this book is also just wrong. Like the Guilliman did not have the Emperor's sword when he went into stasis. That's just not a thing.
No.
No.
Oh yeah, they did say that.
There's a
I thought
couple
that
of-
was weird.
There's a couple of weird retcons, and the thing I think that worries me the most about this book, like I really enjoyed this book. I love the characters. I love the stories. The Inquisitor is great. The Corn Asteroid, like the way they unveil the Primaris and justify the Primaris is even better. But what worries me is how easily they're retconning things that are not even 2 years old.
Well, yeah, that's fair.
That is fair. It's
Man, I'm worried about like some of the implications of this book, like where they talk about maybe it wasn't the Emperor's intention to have the legions fight by themselves.
totally.
Right.
I completely skipped talking about that. Where it's so they state that all of the flaws and like benefits of being a Marine is like in the gene seed. Like Iron Hands are the way they are because they're like insane because of their gene seed. Blood Angels are fucking pissed off because of their gene seed. The Black Rage and Red Thirst isn't a fault. It's in there by design.
Right.
Which is cool.
Which kind of like builds into the heresy stuff they started saying, where like Malkador was like, yeah, you guys are always meant to turn on each other.
So that's so the by design thing is totally confirmed because when Korax makes the Raptor Marines, he like the Emperor gives him a bunch of knowledge, and he makes Marines that are Marines in a single day and are infinitely better than even Primaris Marines. Like he just removed the restrictions to being Marines, like their slow recruitment rate, the having to grow all of their organs inside their bodies, the high rejection rate.
Yeah.
All of that is on purpose, which is a fun idea.
Just a slow, like the ability of them to build a military
Right.
like, effectively. And
Yeah.
like, and the thing I was referencing specifically was that the Marines weren't meant to like fight together as a legion of all the same Marines.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
And like they were
yeah,
meant to
yeah.
kind of be broken into units where that like contains maybe a member of each legion.
Right. Because they all have beneficial traits when combined.
Yeah. Death Watch is the true way.
That army's fucking sick.
And so one more thing, is Alpha Primus supposed to be an Alfarius clone?
I think he is 100% Cull's attempt to make a Primarch.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure that, right?
Right.
But like he says that his name is a joke.
Oh, okay, totally right. I didn't
Like a
connect.
play on
Or-
words.
I didn't connect that at all.
Is Alpha Primus just an imprisoned Alfarius?
Oh,
Oh,
Alpha Arius.
yeah.
Alpha.
Alfarius.
Alfalfa.
I mean,
Arius.
yeah, maybe. I don't know.
We're all Alfarius. Buy the book. It's great. We love it.
Yeah, it's good
Yeah.
fun.
We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back with a couple of quick questions for Taylor because now we're at the 2-hour mark.
Oh.
But then we will let you guys go because fuck, who's even listening at this point?
Yeah, what a fucking trooper if you're still.
Earl Hagen was a legend. In 1960, he whistled his way into Hollywood and into our hearts. Decades later, he made a comeback, lending those lustrous lips in the 1980s to such bands as the Scorpions, Guns N' Roses, and Pat Benatar. A half-century after his humble beginnings, he's at it again. This time without cumbersome musical accompaniment, he'll have you wetting your whistle and whistling along. His new album, Earl Whistles Disney, is sure to be a hit with all generations. Order now and receive a bonus album, Earl Whistles More Shit, a collection of previously unreleased material of Earl's favorite songs through the years. On this bonus album, he demonstrates his newly mastered technique of inward whistling. Order yours today on compact disc or double-length cassette. Also available at fine retailers such as Walgreens, CVS, and participating Sam Goody stores. Earl Whistles Disney. Buy it today.
Man, I love that commercial. And also our most recent patrons love that commercial too, so we will keep playing it.
Hell yeah.
If you do not want us to play this most recent whistling commercial, go to our Patreon. Give us money. Tell us not to play it.
Yeah, subscribe to our Stop the Whistling ad tier.
Yeah.
As soon as we get
Now I have to add another joke
50
tier.
members at $50 a month, we will stop playing the whistling tier.
God damn. So I'm going to put that tier in.
Bro,
but
do
also the last time I put a tier in, like a joke tier, someone actually subscribed and I had to message me like, what the hell are you doing? Why are you subscribing to this?
I just want to tell you straight up that
Yeah.
we will not be giving you anything special for subscribing to said tier.
No, because especially because we promised the last person that and we are still yet to deliver.
Oh, Jesus Christ, really?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Hell yeah.
We're so sorry.
Oh, fuck.
But also thank you.
That's what I'm talking about.
Danny, you asked speaking of Patreons, you asked some of our Patreons some questions.
Pretty last minute. But
It was
we got
pretty
a
last
couple
minute.
of responses.
We got a couple. Whereabouts did you put that? Because I'm having trouble finding those.
Oh, I put it in the podcast ideas section.
Amazing. Thank you. Okay, cool. So we do have two, which is great. Thank you for your 30 minutes of notice to ask specific questions. The first one we have here, I apologize, since I've been out of the loop for a while. Have you guys done AdMech Codex?
Done an AdMex Codex want to see or / guess yet?
Oh,
So like if
things
had
we want to
guess-
see.
Yeah.
Oh.
As someone who is
Yeah,
a
man.
large AdMech fan, yeah, go right on ahead.
Yeah, Taylor.
Okay, so there's a couple things I want. I want the infiltrators to be really cool, basically.
Yeah.
I want all the Sicarans, right? 'Cause-
Like the Ruststalkers,
Yep.
Infiltrators. Yeah.
Man, the Ruststalker models are one of the things that convinced me to play the game in that army. They are excellent. I want infiltrators to have a good aura. It doesn't need to be its old aura, which was completely insane, which was -1 weapon skill, ballistic skill, leadership, attack, and movement when you're within 6 inches of them.
They're by far one of my favorite units from the fluff, and I would love to see them be better. They are so fucking cool.
They are awesome. They infiltrate. They actually just walk at you while screaming.
Right. And you're like, oh, this sucks.
Oh, my eyes are fucking exploding. No. I'd like to see the army less crazy on the auras. Probably don't need like reroll all hits with exploding sixes.
This kind of
It's the exploding sixes thing. I hope that Warlord trait goes away.
This kind of rolls into what I want to see. I want to see very restricted uses of the core keyword.
Yeah, core is a
That'd
super.
be fun.
So I want to see, like, I don't want Cataphrons to have core.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay,
I would
sure,
disagree
sure.
with that. They should definitely have core. I don't want. Oh, are you talking about Castellan robots?
Yeah,
I don't want to see them with core.
Yeah,
I agree
definitely
with
not.
that.
Certainly.
No, I want to see like the breachers, or the destroyers with core.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. I want.
And like, because like they have great guns, they have like
Right.
all of these benefits.
Yeah.
And I think really restricting what gets rerolls is what's going to make that army
Yeah, they.
balanced. Because if you give all of these units core, then fuck. I mean, the problem is still the same with that mech.
I want
Yeah.
the army to like play the game instead of, hey, this is a bad matchup for you, so I'm going to delete you off the board in 2 turns. Nothing you can really do about that one. Oh, it's a bad matchup for me. Great,
Yeah.
I concede. Because they just can't win the bad ones, but they auto win the good ones. That
Yeah.
sucks. I want them to play the game a lot more. I want them to have a lot of weird tricks. They're like the Dark Eldar, in my opinion, of the Imperium. They have a lot of high tech. They do a lot of weird stuff. They're real weird about a bunch of things. So I want them to have a bunch of teleports or just weird stuff to interact with the way that people do stuff. Not necessarily like big damage, but like, man, I can make your unit whatever, lose
Yeah.
OPSEC.
Yeah, sure. Well, and I'd like them to be a little bit more well-rounded than they are currently.
Absolutely. Right.
Like make their assault units good, make their shooting
Please.
units good.
Right.
Like I think those are all important, and like good on their own. Like not necessarily having to have a tech priest babysit every single thing all the time.
Right. Oh, tech priests, great. Make tech priests do something interesting.
Yeah.
Like
Make an engine seer do something different. Like no,
Right.
that's not just healing.
like, oh, you just copy pasted this straight up from the guard book. Great, I'll take it. He's 35 points though, so great, I'll take it. That sucks.
The datasmith, I would really like to see the datasmith be an HQ choice and actually do something else. I think
Right.
that would be really cool too.
I 100% agree. I just want my units to do more. It's very static and not. I just want more,
Yeah.
for sure.
And I think you're going to get more out of the codex.
Totally.
I'm looking forward to some interesting stratagems too,
The
especially
relics.
oh my god, the new relics and warlord traits. Like already, I know because it doesn't matter what they do. Anything they do is going to be better than what they have.
Because they have.
they blow.
Just don't even who cares? Don't even take them.
Well, I am also super excited to have to sit in between you two during an AdMax codex, the AdMax codex.
Hell yeah, dude! I'm so fucking excited for that book.
Like just literally having to just point boners away from the goddamn book. Holy shit. Anyway, what is Taylor's favorite 40K book / story and
Oh.
why?
Okay, I have a couple.
No, you get one.
Damn it!
It says favorite,
It's
not
not just
range of stories
some of
you
your
enjoy.
favorites.
I'm gonna say
How about
mine.
this? You can have one book and one story.
Yeah,
and that's it.
I'm gonna say mine just to
Okay.
kind of give you time here. The Doom Rider short story where the White Scar guy cuts his head off and puts it in the bike, puts it in the
Really?
box. I love that short story because it's so fucking dumb.
Is that Hunt for Valdoris? Is that what that one is?
No, that's a different one.
No, it's just like a little short story, and the whole thing is like it's like a fucking farm vehicle that drives along and just processes all the wheat. All the wheat is being processed together.
Okay.
And Doom Rider is like, I fucking hate wheat. Let's just get in there. And then
that's actually in his codex entry.
Fuck agriculture. And then some like White Scar guy comes along and like cuts his head off,
It's really anti-union.
grabs his head, puts it in a box, and like, you're a relic now.
Oh, okay.
So that's why he doesn't reanimate. It's because he's a relic after really hating on farming when he shouldn't.
Why don't we
That's
just-
why I love that.
Let's all do this to Lucius. This
Yeah,
is
yeah.
great.
Good. Go. There you go.
So if I have to pick one, it's going to be Saturnine.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah.
So good.
Book 4, I believe, of the Siege of Terra series.
3. No, because Lost and Damned is 2.
Solar War, Lost
Solar
and
War is
Damned.
1, and Saturnine is 3.
Great.
Mortis is 4.
Okay, cool. So yeah, Saturnine. It's all of the things I love in 40K combined into one. You finally get to see Genetic Roll do something, and she is the best. She's the best character in that book by a mile. You get to see the legend of Olennius Pius being born. You get to see how that happens. You see the struggle of like being a regular person in a galaxy of monsters, which is my favorite theme from 40K.
You also get to see how being a demon changes you, or being infused or influenced by a demon.
Right. The battle of the gate, not the Eternity Gate yet, but the spaceport is some of the best 40K writing that exists, especially for battles, bar none. Easily. I really love Genetic Roll. I cannot express how much I love the Sisters of Silence. I think they're the coolest Imperium faction, like without a doubt.
We will say Saturnine was so good,
Yeah,
they had to rewrite Mortis.
I did hear that they had to rewrite Mortis.
That's how good this book is.
I wonder how bad Mortis was.
Oh no!
God, please release the fucking Snyder cut of Mortis. I want
Mortis
to read the original.
Didn't Mortis come out yesterday?
It did. It came out. It
did.
came out really recently.
God,
Gonna fucking Audible. Let's go. Danny, you know I'm gonna switch to you because I see you frantically scrolling on your phone.
oh yeah.
What is your favorite 40K story?
Why can't I?
Which, by the way, technically, Taylor's favorite 40K story is a 30K story.
Oh man.
Oh, I can give my favorite 40K one. Then.
Okay, go. Yeah, he's scrolling. You're good.
Great. My favorite 40K one is Bloodlines. The not the most recent. The first.
The crime one, right?
Yes, the first Warhammer crime book is.
Was it arson?
It was not arson.
Oh fuck.
Well, arson did happen, but
Was it misdemeanor theft?
sometimes.
Oh fuck.
Don't ruin it. You're gonna spoil it.
There's more than one crime in this book.
Really? All right. I'll read it.
Adrenochrome.
No. Danny.
You'll understand if you
Danny.
read the book.
Okay.
Okay.
That book is excellent. That book is a ground level view of just a cop in what's like to be a cop in 40K. And
I'm gonna guess it fucking
it
sucks.
fucking sucks. The planet they're on is a little bit futuristic, not a lot. It's like a Dan Abnett planet, basically.
Yeah, but like, okay, there's a really good view of being like an Arbites
Right.
in the second Ravener book.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Like, and that's like, to me, that's like baseline good Arbites book where
It's-
like that woman is like
Yeah,
a cop.
it's fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's fucking good.
It's a lot like that, but the whole story is about like what they do day to day. It's really good.
That's fair. Mine is Necropolis. That's my favorite book.
Oh, cool.
The third Gonskos book, when in the siege scenario where they're
Mhm.
in Vervoon Hive or whatever, that's
Man.
that's the coolest book in my book. Like that was, I remember when I read that, I was like, oh my god, this was so amazing, like in almost every way. They're like the weird 40K stuff, like these regular dudes trying to fight against like these giant, like crazy chaos robots, and like all the different regiments working together,
yeah.
and all the intrigue of like
Yeah.
the hive like interfering in their processes and stuff like that.
You
Yeah.
would like Honor Bound, the Severina Rain book.
Oh yeah, I read that. That was good.
Yeah, fucking love that book.
That was a good book.
I haven't met anyone else who read that book. The book's awesome.
It was really solid. I mean, okay, first of all, it did feel a little bit like the author ripped off the Tanith a bit for like the
fair.
regimental stuff,
Right.
Like, but it was like Rain was dope,
Fucking love that book.
and so it was good. It was good.
I need to paint her model.
I will say the only reason that Doom Rider book is my favorite is because they have motorcycle noises throughout the audio telling.
Then it's not a book; it's an audio story.
Drama.
It's an audio drama.
Audio drama.
That's all that matters. Guys, we're super long.
Okay.
And super hard. That's
No.
okay.
None of those are actually true.
No, that's true.
Danny, we're gonna wrap up just now. I'm not even gonna play an ad. I'm not gonna even let people complain that the Primaris ad is out of date because of
Damn.
rules.
Nice.
Anything you want to add before we wrap up here?
When you have a chance, maybe listen to some of the other podcasts in the Rogue Trader Network.
Hell yeah. Remember
Hell
that plug
yeah.
for the Rogue Trader Network. Newest member, Seth the Mad Dog. I'm going to take that as a new member and not an existing one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Is he different than? Is that different than?
That's
Dangly Boys?
differential. So yeah, Dangly Boys is a podcast. Seth the Mad Dog has his
It's a
YouTube
YouTube
channel.
Yeah,
Where
so
he
check it
talks
out.
exclusively about orc tactics. Hopefully someday how to beat orcs. I would be really thankful if he taught me how to do that.
Dude, he's kicked my butt the last couple times we played. so-
He is a very good orc player.
He is.
Who has a great YouTube channel. Also, the High Lords Terra with
Yep.
some regular content. And Z40 Cabal or Shabal taking a little bit of a break, but they will be back soon with some amazing content.
Heck yeah! Check out Mark Buttle's blog about his Eldar or Space Marine army that he's making.
Cool.
And he has a painting blog now too, right? What's the name
That's
of
what
that
I'm
there?
talking about.
Yeah.
He's making like a chapter of Space Marines.
Yeah.
Because he's been collecting all these Space Marines like secondhand, and so I think secondhand, and he's like repainting and bringing them all up to the same chapter, which is
Which
pretty
you
cool.
know in Australia or New Zealand is like $13,000 a Marine.
You know that guy's got cash.
yeah.
Right?
Cash,
that's like one
money.
army.
Hell yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, it's not good.
Hey, Taylor,
Yeah,
what do you want to plug? I want to put you on the spot.
Can I plug Mob Rules?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, you can.
That's my
Every time-
favorite podcast.
Every time you have a chance.
That's my favorite podcast. I have to edit.
Oh,
Oh, it's pretty cool. I like those guys a lot.
Yeah. Isn't it pretty cool?
better than Sigmar and Chill then.
Oh, yeah, man. That was a great 2 episodes I did before I got bored of Nahant.
I have
then-
that army now.
Yeah, and then just for me, thank you so much for listening. We'll be back in 2 weeks. I'm assuming at this point, looking at the schedule, we're going to be talking about AdMac.
I hope so.
Oh,
God.
maybe. Yeah.
God, fingers crossed. If not, if you're still listening at this point, you've listened to us for a long time, so you know we can fill air really quality-wise. So we will continue to fill air. You're looking at me very strange.
We're doing that right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, for sure.
Anyway, for Mob Rules, I've been John.
Mm-hmm. Danny.
Taylor.
We'll see you next time.
Oh, yeah.